Cool Figure TV. Revolutionary salute. Revolutionary salute. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the House of Revolution. I'm your humble host, the Yamin of Revolution. Lil Durk told Drill is dead. He win Nino Brown in court. It's bigger than him. But before we get into that, y'all be sure to wipe y'all feet. That means hit the like button. You in the House of Revolution. Like, share, subscribe, support the platform, y'all. Lil Durk is Nino Brown in New Jack City.
It is probably the biggest plot twist in hip-hop history. Now, we reported this about an hour ago. Within that hour, we got so many more updates. It's gotten so much worse for Lil Durk. Everybody is coming out the woodwork with an opinion. And I'll be real, because I'm on the side of, I think Lil Durk did what he was supposed to do. You supposed to pin the crimes on them dusties. But apparently not everybody see it how I see it. And to be honest, from the reaction from the public, most people don't see it how I see it. I'm the anomaly in this situation. If you're not caught up yet and don't know what's going on, let me just give you guys a quick breakdown and explanation that's going to get you caught up and tell you everything you need to know. Lil Durk is currently on trial on federal murder for hire charges. The person they're claiming that Lil Durk hired to set up the murder is O.T. Avani. That's the man who booked the rental cars, got the stolen cars, bought the guns, bought the flights for the shooters, got the fake license plates. O.T. Avani even staked out a Quano Rondo's hotel until 1 a.m. just to make sure they got the right hotel and to drop on Quano Rondo. And then he drove the rental car that he used to wait outside back to Lil Durk's Airbnb. So when the feds pulled up on Vonnie, O.T. Avani was telling while he was still in the living room. They ain't even arresting him yet. They just came for a search warrant. And he began to tell in his living room. He told the feds Lil Durk paid him to do this. He told the feds, yo, check all the receipts. We use Lil Durk's credit card to book the flights and book everything that the shooters used to murder Quando Rondo's little cousin. O.T. Avani is even coming to trial and taking a stand against Lil Durk. So when trial started today and Lil Durk and his attorneys did their opening statement, their entire case in defense is based on pointing the finger at O.T. Avani. They're saying Lil Durk can't do a goddamn thing. O.T. Avani did it. And they're listing the most.
Durk lawyer is saying that Vonnie is the boss of CMB. I mean, of OTF. They saying that it's bigger than Durk. Durk is just a figurehead. The real crime lord is Vonnie.
Motive for why O.T. Avani did it, how O.T. Avani did it, why O.T. Avani did it, and why the jury should acquit Lil Durk because O.T. Avani is the killer. He's the mastermind, and he did everything. And people are saying, we don't care if O.T. Avani snitched first. You can't snitch. A snitch plus snitch don't equal a green light.
I cannot believe what Lil Durk's defense is. We have just heard his defense make their opening statements, and I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely floored. You know what they're trying to do? They're blaming it all on Vonnie. Now, I don't know if people are going to go as far as to say
Nino
that he's
Brown.
telling on Vonnie, but he basically is.
That's Nino Brown in court, New Jack City. Sure, everybody remember that scene when Nino Brown pointed out, oh, it's him, Kareem Biggs. It's bigger than me. If I go down, everybody going down. He the real leader of CMB. In court, Durk lawyer say Vonnie the real leader of OTF, and it's not Lil Durk.
Is blaming everything on Vonnie. They're basically making this whole case. They showed the entire opening statement, right? Bear in mind that the prosecution, they showed various pictures, videos, still images of multiple attempts on Quando's life, the actual murder of Lil Pab, the footage of that, footage from Durk's music videos, footage from apparently still images of them when they tried to kill Quando in Waycross, Georgia. It was a whole presentation. When the defense were up there, they basically showed only a couple pictures, and the one picture they showed the whole time was just a picture of Vonnie with King Von. They said it's all Vonnie. Vonnie was King Von's cousin. They said his nickname was Cuz because he was King Von's cousin. His whole identity was based around the fact that he was King Von's cousin, and he was the only one pushing slide for Von. They're all literally directly pointing the finger at Vonnie, saying Vonnie did it. Vonnie's admitting to the government that he did it. He's turned snitch to try and save himself. Durk had nothing to do with it. They're saying that Vonnie had the most to gain by sliding for Von. They're saying that Vonnie was the guy that was driving the Hellcat away from the scene when King Von got shot. They're saying Vonnie tried to speed King Von to the hospital the day that he died. They down there said Vonnie was holding King Von in his arms, telling him he loved him before he took him to the hospital the last time they ever spoke. They basically said that it was Vonnie that has the motivation to slide. It was all Vonnie's idea. Vonnie was organizing everything.
Even though I'm on the side of Durk did what he was supposed to do, man, I ain't finna go. Man, bro, I got 20 M's in the bank. I got India at home, bro. Have you seen India waistline? Have you seen her ratios? I'm finna go to jail because I'm keeping it solid about a dude called OTF Jam and DD. Man, hey, bro, pack them dust mites up, man. Man, I'm offended you even asking me to go to jail for some dusties. Like, man, all right, man. So, but I'm a civilian, right? So what Durk did, I think is fine. You snitch on me, I snitch on you. All right, yo, play the play, make God laugh. No, like I'm not going to jail trying to keep it solid with nobody keeping it solid. But here's the thing, though. I understand why I have that idea and that mindset. But what I don't understand and what we not about to do is you dudes who ain't have common sense ever in life now all of a sudden want to have common sense because it's Lil Durk. We not doing that today. Hell nah. No, not today. This Lil Durk conversation is making hip-hop have a real uncomfortable conversation now. We not doing the politicking and picking and choosing, bro. It's not happening. You ain't have common sense before this. It was whatever the situation was. If somebody said something, they a rat. Gunna came to court and took the same exact plea deal Young Thug brother took. Gunna was a rat. Even though Gunna plea was never used and never got anybody any time in jail, he was a rat. Y'all ain't have no common sense in that regard, huh? No. Taxstone told on Troy Ave first. He wrote a letter to the judge. Troy Ave was in jail first. Troy Ave ain't say nothing for 6 months. Troy Ave got out of jail. Taxstone first night in jail, he wrote a letter to the judge and said, bro, judge, why am I in jail? Troy Ave had the gun. Troy Ave was on camera shooting. Why they got me in here? Man, Troy Ave took the stand because Taxstone was trying to take him from his family for life. Y'all call Troy Ave a rat. We always been on the side of common sense. Y'all ain't never had no common sense. But now it's Lil Durk and all of a sudden y'all brains working now. All of a sudden it's, nah, man, how can Lil Durk be a rat? Nah, man, nah, how? How can he be a rat? Oh, really, bro? Lil Durk's supposed to go to jail for life and protect dudes who are already telling on him? Nah, come on. Hold on, cuz. I ain't never in life heard or seen you street dudes articulate yourself with the clarity I've been seeing today. When it's time to explain why Lil Durk ain't a rat, y'all speaking like scholars. When in the past, when it was somebody y'all didn't like, nah, man, he a rat, cuz, nah, man, we not doing that, nah, we not doing that, don't say nothing, hold on, man. Lil Durk's own words are being used against him. That's the bad part about this, bro. If Lil Durk ain't take a stance this strict when it comes to snitching, yo, Lil Durk might be able to get away with what he did. But Lil Durk had a stance that was strict with no wiggle room when it comes to what a snitch is.
Why won't you did? Give me a good reason why I won't 6ix9ine did.
Well, I think people thought.
That's their situation and what they felt about their people. What did you do that somebody else ain't doing YouTube or something?
Well, a lot of fans thought that maybe you just hated him because he cooperated. He told.
I hate all rats. If you ever told, you ever tell, I hate you, like with a passion, like because that took away half of my. That made me who I am today. That took away half of my life. Like motherfucker telling on my pops and that's what, you know what I'm saying, I needed. So I was raised by a woman. You know what I'm saying, which is my mama, who taught me everything I know. So I really hate rats with real passions. Like, I hate you bad. I'm looking to the camera. I hate Red.
Nah, he spun the detectives. I mean, it's like
You
he spun like, you know what I mean? Basically, give a little fictional story. He might
don't
have said
say
some names,
don't
but them
like
names wasn't real.
don't say nothing. Like, don't say nothing. Like, this just advice. If you ever get jammed up, this you do. What happened? Call my lawyer. That's it. I'm not gonna tell you this is how it happened. It was me and him in the car. It ain't mine. All that goofy shit. That's snitching. That's dry snitching. That's snitching.
That's what I'm gonna say.
But everybody don't. But everybody don't live by them type of morals.
Right now.
So it don't matter. So me arguing I'm talking about just in general.
Sometimes motherfuckers just be saying shit, don't know what they're saying. Now he in the same situation you talking about, and he's saying it ain't mine, but he's saying it's Vonnie's. He just said this. He said you're not supposed to be doing all that talking about who it ain't. Are you supposed to say I don't know nothing about none of that? It ain't mine. But he's going further than that. He's saying Vonnie. It don't matter that Vonnie said it's him. He just said you can't say who it is or all that. It ain't mine. That's what he said. And he going against his own words right now that his fucking life is in jeopardy and his freedom is in jeopardy.
In general, me arguing with a motherfucker who don't care about that type of shit.
Let me ask you a question, but I get nuanced though. Like, if you hear that somebody, like, for example, in the Boston Richard shit, like the nigga like 17, like, come on, bro, like 17, like, bro, you a child, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You trying to get out of trouble. Like,
I was 7 months when my daddy went to jail.
yeah, but like, if they put cuffs on you and bring you to the station,
Get out when
tell us something.
He got out when I was 26. So if you were 17, 27, 37, you took 26 years away from me and my daddy.
I'm not going to be bad faith and tell you that 6ix9ine or, I don't know, Boston Richie is the same as Lil Durk. Now, in Boston Richie case, I'll be real, Boston Richie did kind of sit down for an interrogation and he told, but that was after the person that he got into it with told him first. So in Boston Richie case, it's kind of like he ain't wait for trial. He just told in the interrogation room. Right, but I'm not going to be bad faith and say that 6ix9ine and Lil Durk are the same. Like, they're not, bro. Right, they're not the same person at all. Okay, even though 6ix9ine will call into academic stream and make the argument that if Lil Durk ain't a rat, then he not a rat. Now, I don't agree with this at all, and I'll break down the exact difference between 6ix9ine and Lil Durk if you guys are confused. But this Lil Durk snitch allegation. This right now is like a storm on social media. We're going to break down the pro Lil Durk did not snitch and the anti Lil Durk did not snitch, okay? So let's start off with 6ix9ine, who believes that Lil Durk is a rat. And then we'll get to people who don't believe Lil Durk is a rat.
6ix9ine need Jesus, by the way. He'll call back. He'll call.
Durk snitching in that courtroom?
Now I'm on stream right now. I got 20K on stream right now. We just said the thing you post. How you so quick with it? We ain't even get to that yet.
Yo, but listen to me. Dirk snitching in that courtroom. Yo, did a nigga snitch on me? Jorge, the driver, didn't he snitch on me? Took everybody down?
Yeah. He was tape recording.
If snitch plus snitch equals okay. No, hold on. Because Durk hired these lawyers, right? So I know
you gotta get on Facts TV because we're gonna have to debate this. I'm on Durk's side with this. This is not full snitching. This is called an alternate theory defense. You know this. It's basically Rondo did with C-Day when Rondo said, "How don't you?" The evidence kind of matched the other guys, so why y'all blaming it on me? Is that snitching? That's not snitching.
You're not supposed to say that. I mean, street. Come on, bro. Street. Shut up. Just shut up. Y'all figure it out.
He did shut up. The lawyers is just making a statement. He's making a case.
But you're supposed to tell your lawyer. You're supposed to tell your lawyer as a street.
Yo, the internet is the craziest place in the world, man. A stone cold rat. Like the literal definition of a rat. And again, I like 6ix9ine. I like 6ix9ine. But a literal rat can fix his mouth to give you the definition of what a real ninja is. And he's Mexican too, so he shouldn't be saying the N-word. But like a literal rat is telling us what a real one is. And people is engaging with this conversation like seriously. Yo, people are online seriously engaging in this conversation. I think we need somebody a little bit more qualified in what real ninja hood is than 6ix9ine. But what I will say though, man, is at least 6ix9ine has been consistent. All right, 6ix9ine has been hating on Lil Durk for years, so at least he's consistent. But 6ix9ine in the definition he's about to give, because 6ix9ine is about to say, yo, my driver, like he told on me. So Lil Durk can snitch if Vonnie tell on him, but I can't snitch on all the gang members because my non-gang member driver told on me. I said, yo, good try. But like clearly, what 6ix9ine did and what Lil Durk is doing is clearly two different things, bro.
I'm not pointing fingers at nobody else. I just know I didn't have nothing to do with it. That's it. How you throwing it on another man? That's snitching.
Okay. Is it snitching if he's throwing it on the snitch? Vonnie is snitching.
So why can't I? Why my isn't okay? Because I got told on.
You should have threw everything on. If you threw everything on Jorge, that would have been valid.
Bro, that makes no sense.
So 6ix9ine was doing crime in front of his driver, who was an illegal immigrant. That driver cooperated against 6ix9ine so he don't get deported. 6ix9ine then proceeded to snitch and rat on all the other gang members that was doing crime with him and on his behalf. And 6ix9ine is saying he's justified to snitch on the gang members that he had doing crimes for him because this civilian illegal immigrant told on him. Sir, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand where the point is being made. I can't find the point, bruh. Clearly, it's two different things if Lil Durk is cooperating or if he's snitching in court on somebody who snitched on him. Those are two different things. Now, if you want to say snitching for snitching still ain't boo, cool. But 6ix9ine, cut it out, bruh. Now, 6ix9ine ain't the only one who is indicting Lil Durk of snitching. DJ Vlad took to Twitter to say that he believes that Lil Durk is snitching because Lil Durk lawyers is working for him. So if the lawyer is pinning crimes on somebody in court, they're doing it because Lil Durk agreed for them to do it, so hence Lil Durk is snitching. So Vlad writes, a lot of people are saying Durk isn't snitching, his lawyer is. As someone who has paid over $1 million in lawyer fees over the years, let me be 100% clear. Your lawyer can only do what you allowed them to do. You pay them, so you have the final say. I personally don't care if Durk is snitching or not, but let me remind everyone that this is the guy who called Gunna and 6ix9ine rats, but ended up doing the same thing when he was in their shoes. Now, I think Gunna and Lil Durk is more similar. I don't think 6ix9ine and Lil Durk is similar at all. It's easy to call someone a snitch when you're sitting in your mansion, when the shoe is on the other foot and you're the one facing life in prison. Your rules and values would change very quickly. I do want to point out that Lil Durk and DJ Vlad had beef, right? Lil Durk famously said he don't F with Vlad in a record. So Vlad might, so Vlad might be getting his get back right now, bro. Because Vlad is petty, right? Like Vlad don't start nothing. But if you come for Vlad, Vlad ain't forgetting it, man. So Vlad writes, people pick and choose who they want to call a snitch based on which artist they like. 6ix9ine fans will say he didn't snitch because they kidnapped him and slept with his baby mother. Gunna fans say he didn't snitch because he didn't take the stand in the YSL case. Durk fans say he's not snitching because it's his lawyer saying it. Either way, it's all opinion because snitching means different things depending on your values. And I think that's facts, though. I think that's facts. And in this particular case, I don't even care that Lil Durk snitch. I'm just looking at the goalposts being moved. I'm just looking at the mental gymnastics. See, people like myself, I've always been consistent. Always, okay? What I think snitching is if you do a crime with somebody, okay? And then you go to court and tell on that person when they keeping it solid. But if that person tell it on you, man, hey, bro, snitch to snitch, make God laugh, man, all right? Do what you got to do, okay? But in this case, it's like, the people who are defending Lil Durk have been people who have been completely void of common sense in the past and have completely threw other people under the bus for less, okay? So Lil Durk's, I guess, former attorney or current attorney, I don't know, Bradford Cohen, he spoke out in favor of Lil Durk, as well as Lawyers for Worker Mo. They're speaking out in favor of Lil Durk, while everybody on the internet is tearing him down right now.
Okay, let's talk about Lil Durk update. Here's what's interesting about this case is the headlines today are Durk snitches on Vonnie, which me personally, I'm sure there's a lot of snitch experts out there. I've been doing this for 30 years, so I think I know a snitch or two. Did you like that, Jackson?
Snitch around and find out.
Snitch around and find out. Long story short is what they're saying is Durk is essentially blaming everything on Vonnie. He's essentially snitching on the snitch, which to me doesn't make any sense. This guy Vonnie went in. I guess he was Durk's right-hand man. He went in and spilled his guts, said that he bought tickets. He drove around with these guys, took pictures with them, showed them where to go, bought the guns, all these other allegations that he admitted to. But he says, but Durk made me do it. And Durk and trial is saying, hey, I don't know what this guy's talking about. He takes the blame for all this stuff because rightfully so, that's what he did. I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't pay anybody. I didn't tell him to do that. That was none of my business what was going on with this guy, Vonnie.
I disagree, okay? I disagree with this framing of it. That's a little different. OTF Vonnie saying, hey, I'm the assistant. I help them get the striker cars. I help them book the rental. I help them book the flights. I help them get a gun. I help them get the ski mask. I'm just Lil Durk's assistant. I was just doing my job and getting them what they wanted me to get them. That's a little different than Lil Durk coming to court and saying, yeah, Anna, listen, okay, I didn't tell him to do that. I don't know what he's talking about. If Durk did that, what Bradford Cohen says, then that's not really snitching. You don't really have any room to say that's snitching. But what Lil Durk did instead was OTF Vonnie said, hey, I'm just Lil Durk's assistant. I was just doing what I was instructed to do. That's a little different to say, no, OTF Vonnie, oh no, he's the mastermind of this murder plot. He's the John Gotti. No, OTF Vonnie held King Von in his arms when King Von was dying, and OTF Vonnie drove King Von to the hospital when King Von was dying, and he was shedding tears and plotting revenge. No, OTF Vonnie was bloodthirsty. No, OTF Vonnie and OTF Jam, they was in California plotting on Quano Rondo, and then they told OTF Didi to help him slide, and OTF Didi said no, and when Didi said no, they got mad at Didi, and then they convinced us all to go slide for. That's a little different than, hey, I'm just an assistant, bro. He told me to do these things. I did it. I was not a part of or plotting a murder plot, bro. I'm just an assistant. That's a little different, okay? If that's what Vonnie pled guilty to, and Lil Durk saying, nah, he lying. He lying. He's actually the John Gotti. He actually was the one that King Von looked in his eyes and told him, bro, why you let them shoot me, bro? And then since that moment, he was bloodthirsty, and him and OTF Jam planned this. That's a little different, okay? Now, I'm not saying Lil Durk wrong but that's a little different now, bro. We can't frame this as, oh, no, all Durk did was confirm what OTF Vonnie said. Hell nah. Vonnie said, I'm an assistant of Lil Durk. Durk say, nah, that boy John Gotti. That boy the head of the crime.
I told y'all, Durk did what Nino Brown did in New Jack City. He said Kareem is the leader of CMB. Durk just said, no, it's Vonnie who the leader of OTF. He the real mastermind behind all this shit. That's what Durk did.
Crime family, man. That boy put this all together and planned the murder because he had the motive to do so. That's a little different, bro. And anybody here trying to claim, nah, bro, hold on, bro. We can say, I understand why Durk did what he did, because I ain't going to jail for no dusties. Man, is you crazy? I'm finna do life in prison with 20 M's in my account. I got a girl with the perfect BBL at the crib. I got 5 and 6 kids. I'm about to go to jail for life for some bums who don't know how to moisturize. Is you crazy, man? Listen, man, bro, these the dudes who be on the block with 30-day-old draws, man, stinking up the place. I'm finna go to jail for them. Is you crazy? That's a little different. Don't you dare. And obviously, I love Bradford Cohen, but don't y'all dare try to frame this as, nah, man, all Lil Durk did was just confirm what Vonnie already, man, cut it out. He did not just confirm it. No. Vonnie pleaded pled guilty to being a young, dumb, naive assistant who was doing things on behalf of Lil Durk. Lil Durk came to court and said, OTF Vonnie is John Gotti. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? If you're still watching this video,
Third, 2024, things would come crashing down when 5 affiliates of Lil Durk's Only the Family record label were arrested and indicted on serious charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and the use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. After the 5 members of his Only the Family crew were arrested in Chicago, it was only a matter of time before the feds would grab Durk himself. He likely knew the clock was ticking after news broke of his close OTF associates being taken off the streets. Durk would reportedly book multiple international flights in an attempt to not only get away, but also confuse the authorities and keep them guessing what his next move might be, with 3 flights all being booked to Switzerland, Dubai, and 1 private jet that was headed to Italy. Durk was in Miami and South Florida at the time, and according to an affidavit by FBI agent Sarah Corcoran, the Chicago rapper was attempting to flee to Italy before his arrest. All international flight bookings made on Durk's behalf would raise suspicions that Durk was planning to evade capture, and the feds would immediately swoop in, and then the music would finally stop. As 2 days after his 5 friends were arrested, before Durk could board that private flight to Italy, federal agents would intercept him in Broward County, Florida on October the 25th. U.S. Marshals would apprehend him, charging him with conspiracy for allegedly arranging that hit on fellow rapper Quando Rondo. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California would announce the arrest of Lil Durk on charges of conspiracy to use interstate facilities in a murder-for-hire plot that resulted in a fatality.
I want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a murder-for-hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night and is being held without bond. This comes only hours after 5 people associated with his music business were also accused in taking part in that murder-for-hire plot. Now, the plot targeted rapper Quando Rondo's cousin, who was killed in 2022. Investigators believe it was retaliation for the earlier murder of Chicago rapper King Von.
Local rapper and Grammy winner Lil Durk is being held behind bars in South Florida, charged in a murder-for-hire plot back in 2022.
The FBI says he was arrested while trying to flee the country. Investigators believe Lil Durk put out a hit on another rapper, Quando Rondo, in retaliation for the earlier murder of Chicago rapper King Von. Rondo's cousin also died in a shooting at a Los Angeles gas station caught on camera. Several of Lil Durk's associates have also been arrested in connection with this same plot.
The superseding indictment filed against Lil Durk himself would paint a detailed and damning picture of OTF as a criminal enterprise that was allegedly led and directed by Lil Durk himself. According to prosecutors, OTF operated not just as a music collective, but also as a violent organization that was engaged in murder, assault, and intimidation to maintain its dominance in the Chicago and broader music scene. The indictment alleges in black and white that Durk placed a bounty on Quando Rondo, promising financial rewards and lucrative opportunities within OTF to anyone who carried out the killing, and confirming that the murder of Pat was indeed revenge for the killing of King Von. Not only that, but this music-turned-murder enterprise had been incredibly sloppy in their actions, as the indictment would reveal an alleged text exchange where Durk would reportedly advise his shooters not to book no flights under no names involved with him. A tragic exchange suggesting that he was actively trying to cover his tracks and that his shooters had been incredibly cheap and reckless. And soon, Durk's situation would surpass Diddy's as the most trending topic in the rap media. Not only that, but those close to him would begin to find themselves under the magnifying glass too. In the aftermath of Durk's arrest, eyebrows began to raise about his ability to potentially influence the justice system and politics, with questions being asked about whether the mayor of Chicago would be giving back a $150K donation. But most importantly, all eyes would be on those in the indictment, both named and unnamed, as people would begin to uncover the dark, violent backstories of the perpetrators, as well as intensely speculating on exactly who might have been the informant and who might have been the connection in California who told Durk and his demons to fly out and kill Quando. The first of the OTF crew in this indictment who seems to have been heavily involved in planning and executing Quando Rondo's hit was Tavon London Grant, aka OTF Vonnie. OTF Vonnie is a key figure in OTF's inner circle for years, with his loyalty and presence around Lil Durk and King Von being well documented. Vonnie is also King Von's cousin and played a significant role in Lil Durk's operations as his business manager. Back in July 2019, Vonnie would be spotted with Durk and Von at the iconic Icebox jewelry store.
Can I get an OTF chain, man? the way things are looking this week,
Yeah.
woo, not gonna happen.
A1, right? A1, right? A1, right?
And by early 2020, he would once again be seen accompanying King Von as Von worked on designing and purchasing custom O blockchains, chains that many believe were actually given out as trophies to celebrate the successful murder plot on FBG Duck.
Slim or overall, or just one?
Yeah,
right.
And I like the, you see how the leaves are, I like them kind of like
graffiti style.
Just like, check this out. As I see. It's like the O, like a, oh no, like longer instead of wider. Like, see, that's kind of wide.
Right. I appreciate you guys. Once again, thank you so much.
Definitely.
Hey, thank you, bro. All right, definitely.
Yeah, Scally, big dog.
I don't jig it though.
Yeah.
So that's the only way I want
Yeah, wrist big. Yeah, little wrist.
Yeah.
Me, it look like a big watch.
Since you're not picking these up today, I'm gonna send you a sample image of all of them.
All right, I'm texting to you anyway. We're gonna text everything I write. So.
Well, I can text this back to you.
Yeah.
Following King Von's death in late 2020, Vonnie's proximity to Lil Durk only grew, and by September 2021, he was back at Icebox, this time with Durk acting as a negotiator during a major jewelry purchase. In footage from the store, Vonnie can be seen haggling prices on Durk's behalf and carrying a massive stack of cash for the transactions.
3 1/4 and 2 1/4. 2.75. 2 3/4. 3 1/4, 2 3/4. That's about 15% difference. How much would it be? That's what he had before. It's the old one is exactly the same size. It's just okay. So how big is it? 4.5.
You can say 2.
This green.
He didn't like this one.
Oh my God. Appreciate it. She.
Man, it's my birthday, man.
Comfortable as fuck.
You ain't even know. You ain't even know I had it.
No, that's how it goes. That's how it. Yeah, man. Birthday behavior, man. We ain't around this.
It's like you were until the Tom Hagen. Watch. The Godfather with Tom Hagen.
This moment highlighted not only his close relationship with Durk, but also the level of trust that Durk was placing in him, with Vonnie seemingly handling significant amounts of money and playing a critical role behind the scenes for OTF. Another OTF member implicated in the paperwork is DeAndre Wilson, aka OTF Didi, or D-Ski, aka Big Threat. Didi had been involved in multiple violent altercations over the years, with him even managing to beat a murder case in 2023 in regards to a 2014 murder that took place in Chicago. This wasn't just any murder, but the alleged get back for the murder of Tayski, whom Taytown is named after, something which would have made Didi a very respected member within Taytown. Other co-conspirators include Keith Jones, aka Flacker. According to unverified sources, Flacker himself beat a murder case back in 2011 after allegedly being acquitted for the murder of Big Baby from Hula Gang, an almighty P-Stone set based in Sunnyside or Magnolia that has a long-standing rivalry with the Gangster Disciples in Rogers Park and Uptown. The gang is named in honor of fallen member High C, preserving his legacy within its ranks. Then there's David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, who's also named as a co-conspirator on the indictment, and Asa Houston, aka OTF Boogie. However, along with Durk, there still remains 2 significant question marks, as 2 unnamed co-conspirators had their identities withheld by the feds on the indictment, leading many to believe that these individuals have perhaps turned informant. There's been rampant speculation on the potential identity of co-conspirator number 4, particularly LA rapper and rising podcaster and content star Brick Baby, mainly due to him being one of the first people that had said that Durk slid for Von.
Off of Von, right?
Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more. You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash?
Nah, because Lil Pop.
Now, Brick has made numerous references to the crime in music, but in my honest opinion, there's really been no solid evidence provided to prove that he is actually the person that lined up Quando Rondo, just rampant speculation. In fact, Brick has talked about this case with so much openness and confidence, I personally believe that he was simply using the false allegations as fuel to boost his career, and it seemed to work. In fact, there's actually an alternative theory floating around the internet that the actual person who set up the murder is a lesser-known LA gang member by the name of TS from a set called Gutter Ave, with Reddit posts claiming that him and his friend had a personal vendetta against Quando after Quando refused to do a song with them. However, once again, at this stage, this is all speculation, and it's highly possible that this person's identity may never be revealed to the public, and it could be somebody that we have absolutely no idea about. The other person who people have speculated may have been informing the authorities is co-conspirator number 2, who's actually one of the shooters. There's been intense speculation speculation on social media that this person is in fact a beloved member of Durk's crew by the name of OTF Jam, someone who Durk frequently rapped about, saying that Jam vets killers for his crew, along with one rather suspicious line where Durk points out that Jam is always very serious when they talk on the phone. Well, real name Casey Hester, OTF Jam was once considered a rising star within Durk's Only the Family label. In 2010, Jam was convicted of a shooting, being sentenced to a minimum of 12 years in prison for attempted murder, and he would complete his jail term in February 2022. Lil Durk would post a picture of the stack that he had for OTF Jam as soon as he got out, with some Reddit Sherlocks counting and deducing it was over $250,000. In an interview in May 2023, Jam himself would verify that Lil Durk had taken care of him, giving him over $50,000 when he got released.
Because he's super solid, but like a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying? He said, Jam, get out that jam and give him 50, he ain't got to ask again, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got to ask, bro. He said he gave you 50, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fact. But shit, can you tell us how much he gave you, or you don't want to even?
That's how I always eat.
Bro made sure he made a way for me to be straight, like he's saying, gotta ask him, you know, like free a cop. They let me take care of anything I need to take care of. Period. Like, it's still up.
This is why people were surprised that when a year later, he would become a focal point in reports suggesting that he may have cooperated with the authorities against Lil Durk. Jam even had his very own track on the highly incriminating OTF mixtape, Loyal Bros 2, released just months after the murder of Pab, a song ironically called Federal Freestyle, with lyrics where Jam rapped solo, admonishing others for snitching and asking suspicious questions. After Durk's indictment suggested a member of OTF had been cooperating with the feds by wearing a wire for the span of 2 years, Jam's snitching allegations would surface on various media platforms, and adding to the speculation, a photo would be posted on social media appearing to depict Jam dining on fast food whilst reportedly cooperating with the feds in the case. This photo, shared by DJ Academics, shows Jam glancing at a security camera while eating, prompting captions like "Bro really snitched on Durk for McDonald's." However, it would later turn out that this image was a AI-generated fake, but that didn't stop the speculation. And the next day, on October the 28th, 2024, internet personality Wack 100 would support the reports that OTF Jam had indeed cooperated, explaining the details in a Vlad TV interview. Wack would go on to explain that although Jam served his whole 12-year sentence, he would get a gun charge that resulted in him wearing a wire for 2 years.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in a
everyone in a
jam.
jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
Yep.
He got put in the jam, and now he's
right. OTF Jam did 12 years for attempted murder back, I guess around 2010. He got out in 2022, right around the same time of the Quando situation. And he allegedly had been wearing a wire for the last 2 years.
From 22 to 24.
Yeah.
So he immediately got caught up.
Yes.
Then, on October the 30th, footage would circulate on the internet, allegedly showing an uncomfortable-looking OTF Jam, footage which people believed showed him wearing a wire near Lil Durk. The viral footage would show a nervous Jam looking anxious around Durk, with many alleging that Jam was looking very uncomfortable, triggering suspicions that at this point he was recording. But there's no proof of that.
Check on your man, how you got here to this area. Hey. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I never happened to be an architect. Metro! You slip me over that roll over arm, Marty. Come out there, you called me with a cast. So I lift my shit up, I'm like, man, this thing boom, man. He laughed. He said, I ain't do that. Hey, slow vacation.
Additionally, unverified claims would surface alleging that Durk had actually ordered a hit on a woman speculated to be close to OTF Jam after suspecting Jam of being an informant. According to an interview between Academics and Chicago reporter Trench's News, the mother of Jam's child actually contacted Durk after Jam was arrested, and Durk refused to pay his bond. An apparent threat was then made to Durk.
Get bonded out then. They don't know nothing about no white, but he did make a threat to a Durk, like, if you want to come in, you know what I'm talking about, how you gonna play somebody who be putting in work and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And they took it as a threat, and that he told us. I don't know how he got mixed in with the Quando Rondo, but yeah, they say
I've been holding you down because I heard you say something about like his baby mama called Durk for a lawyer, and Durk may have like brushed it off, and they're like, yo, you're not supposed to brush off my call when I need something. Like, I'm the guy who does the
the Durk for you.
That's facts. And like you got some real demons out there, like you finna buy me out. No matter what I did. Or you gonna come in with me. Sometimes you gotta make them threats and jump off their couch and go snap down money.
According to news reports, on July the 19th, 2024, Octavia Redmond, a 48-year-old postal worker, had been brutally gunned down in broad daylight whilst delivering mail in Chicago's West Pullman neighborhood. A 15-year-old kid ran up to her in front of a house, shooting her 26 times, execution style, and she would die in the hospital.
Developing this morning, Chicago police have released surveillance video of a person of interest in the deadly shooting of a postal worker.
The shooting happened last month in the West Pullman neighborhood. Mugo Odigwe is live in the newsroom this morning with a look at that new video. So, Mugo, what does it show?
Well, first off, we know the U.S. Postal Inspection Service is already offering a $250,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction in this case. And now Chicago police are hoping the new video gets them closer to the killer. So here's that video on your screen. Part of it shows a man getting to a white Dodge Durango near 70th and Campbell. This is right before the shooting. Then at some point, the same video shows a man getting out of that Durango near 121st and Harvard. He runs across the street and out of view. Then he runs back to the car before it drives off. Police say on that day, Friday, July 19th, around 11:40 in the morning, 48-year-old postal worker Octavia Redmond was in front of a home near 121st and Harvard when a man walked up to her and shot her. She died at the hospital. The Dodge Durango used in the shooting was later found abandoned and torched in the middle of a field on South Holland Avenue. Now, anyone with information on this shooting is asked to call Area 2 detectives, or you can leave anonymous tips at cpdtip.com.
A $250,000 reward would be offered for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the perpetrator, with an anonymous tip leading up to the arrest of the juvenile killer in Iowa.
Breaking news at this hour, a 15-year-old boy is charged with shooting and killing an on-duty U.S. Postal Service worker. He's accused of murdering 48-year-old Octavia Redmond on 121st and Harvard back in July. Chicago police officers and the U.S. Marshals Great Lakes Regional Fugitive Task Force took him into custody yesterday in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The teen was extradited to Chicago and is set to appear in juvenile court sometime this morning. Detectives received an anonymous tip that helped identify the suspect.
This murder had been circulated with many headlines that suggested that this was OTF Jam's baby mother. However, a user on X would debunk these claims, alleging that Redmond had absolutely no connection or affiliation to OTF. Official reports and reputable news outlets have not since established any link between Redmond and OTF Jam, hence there's no credible evidence to support the assertion that they had any personal or familial ties. Some users, however, have still ran with this speculation, suggesting that the killing was somehow a targeted attack, with the shooter intentionally approaching her and mistaking her identity as the intended target, with some going even as far as to suggest that this was another hit sent from Durk that ended up killing an innocent bystander. I personally don't buy it. Now, it's important to note that the criminal complaint and indictment documents do not explicitly name Jam as an informant, though they do reference an unnamed individuals and key witnesses by their initials. This has even led to subreddits questioning whether or not it's really Jam who got Durk in the jam. And while I personally believe it's likely that Jam could be the informant, at this stage there's still no proven paperwork to confirm this. And there's really no way of knowing for sure until this goes to trial. In December 2024, OTF Jam would finally break his silence with a scathing social media post denying being the snitch in the case and accusing other OTF members of disloyalty and sloppy behavior, attracting the attention of law enforcement rather than him. Currently, Durk, Vonnie, Didi, and Boogie are held at the Metropolitan Detention Center, or MDC, Los Angeles, awaiting trial. And since his arrest, the only thing we've heard from Durk is a phone call from jail that would suggest that despite his celebrity status, he turned down protective custody and is now navigating life behind bars in general population.
I said, I know you're rich, but if you need anything, you know I got you.
You know, I appreciate it. You know the sound that counts,
Yeah, hell yeah. I know how that shit be, but it don't matter, bro. We ain't never moved our money except for that first time. Once it was that, it was that. Once it was like then, it was everything was his.
Yeah. You know, I feel back to your same. I can't help it like, yeah, where you from? What you got going? I see it too, yeah.
Okay. Man, what? It's a piece. Hey. Hey, I respect your mom forever. The piece of shit.
Yeah. Downstairs, they be like, man, you know you, man, send me upstairs. Whatever it is, I got to adapt to it. Can't go no more. You come out, I got already.
While we still don't know how Durk's trial is set to unfold, if the fate of the killers of FBG Duck is anything to go by, things aren't looking good for OTF. Durk's fall may well go down as one of the most dramatic falls in hip-hop history. In 2024, Lil Durk was at the peak of his career, having just gotten a Grammy Award and being listed as a top 10 rapper by various music publications. He truly built himself a legacy like no other in the rap game, arguably the most successful drill rapper of all time, and certainly the voice of his generation of gangster rap. Fans and the Reddit communities who have closely followed the rise and evolution of the Chicago drill movement compared Durk's arrest to a dramatic season finale of this more than a decade-long saga in the drill scene, with countless deaths claiming major figures and prison sentences taking others. Only a select few, like Chief Keef, G Herbo, and Lil Bibby, had managed to escape that early drill era with their lives in freedom. Durk was for years the poster child for what making it out of the streets and becoming a mainstream pop sensation really looked like, but it would seem the pull of the past was just too much for him. Durk's commitment to the street code and getting revenge for his fallen friends and family may have ultimately cost him everything he worked so hard to build, and now, as he sits in jail awaiting trial, he's left to confront the harsh reality of the many lessons he ignored, lessons that he could have learned from, the mistakes and tragedies of those closest to him. Durk's story should serve as a cautionary tale, a stark example of what not to be, especially for anyone fortunate enough to rise above the trenches. With dozens of people depending on him, including his own family, Durk had every reason to steer clear of the path he chose. He should have taken to heart the lesson etched into his own past with the incarceration of his father, but now his children will grow up without him, all for a revenge that didn't even need to happen. The fact is, King Von was a ruthless killer, and Durk should have never brought him into his inner circle. If Von was still alive today, it's very possible that he would be serving life for the murder of FBG Duck, and him and Durk may well have even faced trial for that attempted murder in Atlanta. Ultimately, Von lost his life after sucker punching another gangster rapper and grossly underestimating the consequences. Von was completely in the wrong that night, and Durk was completely in the wrong for allegedly trying to kill Quando and taking the life of an innocent young black man in the process. The facade of all my life, Durk pleading that his whole life people have been trying to take him down unfairly, has fallen apart. And if Durk ends up getting convicted of this murder for hire, he has only himself to blame, and he can't say that the media or society unfairly portrayed him. In fact, if he really did this, in many ways, he truly set his people back. Even Quando himself said on October the 27th, in an apparent reference to Durk's case, he'd expressed sorrow about how everything had worked out. He didn't want to have these issues with Von that night. And I know it's not easy for me to say, having never lost a friend under these circumstances, but Durk really should have killed his enemies with success rather than bullets. He was already a bigger artist than Quando. He didn't need to keep dragging this beef, but ego and bravado ultimately blocked his blessing. To at least give him some grace, if you put yourself in Durk's shoes, you might well have done the same thing. I haven't lost over 30 people to the streets. Becoming rich and having all of that money and the people around to pay to have your ops killed must have been incredibly alluring. And despite King Von being in the wrong when it came to that fight with Quando, when it comes to the murder of his blood brother D-Thang, I can only imagine the burning desire for revenge. But then when you look at the cases of FBG Duck and FBG Cash, that was nothing more than senseless gang warfare. Now all of these men's children have to grow up without their fathers around and their mothers without their sons. And that goes for Lil Durk too. If he winds up doing life in prison for these murders, he, just like his own father, robbed his children of a priceless relationship. And perhaps that's part of the problem with this cycle of violence. Young men growing up without the right guidance or leadership to put them on the righteous path has led many to commit crimes that might not have otherwise happened. The problem with this is that Durk was really a two-faced example, flip-flopping between his persona of the voice and pushing a positive message for the youth trying to be a role model, but then in the same album, as that role model, with the ears of the youth open to him, he then took on his evil twin persona, pushing the violence, mocking the victims, and teaching the youth that murder and revenge is cool. All of this made Durk an incredible artist, but a flawed man. Durk ultimately isn't the role model that people thought he was, and that's the biggest tragedy here.
Right, folks, so I'm here outside the courthouse, just got out of day 3 of the Lil Durk trial. There's a lot going on, it's really hectic today, so I'm just gonna have to give you a really quick, short update and summary of some of the things that have just happened, and I'll be back with a longer breakdown for you guys. I've got so many notes, I'm barely even gonna be able to get through everything, so I'm just gonna try and remember everything major off the top of my head and just give you the basic facts, but everything's absolutely insane right now. We've had opening statements from the prosecution. They put forward a very, very compelling case against Lil Durk. They showed unseen evidence. They teased evidence that was coming later, and they showed more evidence later on, but they've got still images of the night King Von died, the attempt on Quando's life in May 2021 in Blackshear, Georgia, obviously new angles that we've never seen before of the Lil Pab murder in Hollywood, and it's overwhelming. They made it very clear that Lil Durk had hitmen like OTF Jam, who has caught bodies for the BDs before, and that they will be testifying and supporting the government in what they're saying against Durk. They said that they got Vonnie, the guy that basically organized everything. He's going to be testifying against Lil Durk, and obviously they've got another witness who was part of the operation who is going to be testifying. Now that was devastating. This is the cliff notes. I'm going to give you the full breakdown of everything later on today, but like just right now, in what little time that I've got, those are the basics. But then after this, the defense kind of put forward their arguments. Now, there were some very, very interesting things that kind of ended up going back and forth. The prosecution revealed a couple of crazy things that we hadn't heard before. They said that when Lil Durk was apparently trying to flee the country, he was going to get a private jet. You know what's crazy? They said that Lil Durk went to the Clearport to go and get onto the private jet. He said that when he realized that the FBI were there for him, he tried to flee the FBI at the airport. And he said once they boxed him in and once they cornered him and they tried to arrest him at the airport, he basically refused to get out the car. He was trying to get away from the cops. He was trying to get on the private jet. He was trying to get abroad. Now, when it flipped over to the defense, I cannot believe this. They are blaming everything on Vonnie. I don't know if it counts as telling, if the guy's already telling on you, but they're basically saying Vonnie masterminded all of this. They said that Vonnie was there when King Von died. They're saying that King Von actually said to Vonnie, why did you let them shoot me? And Vonnie was devastated. Vonnie was the one driving the Hellcat. You know that footage where King Von gets killed? Obviously, you know, Muwop's dragging him off the ground, punching Quando Rondo. They're saying Vonnie's the one that went and got the Hellcat and sped him to the hospital. They're saying that Vonnie was holding King Von in his arms, telling him I love you before he went to the hospital, and that was the last conversation they ever had. They're saying Vonnie had all the motivation. They're saying Vonnie and King Von were cousins. That's why they call him Vonnie Cuz. They're saying that Vonnie and King Von were so tight that they had shared bank accounts. It was crazy. I had never even comprehended that they might try and blame it all on Vonnie. I thought it was all street. We don't talk. It's all murder. We don't even acknowledge this as a gang. But now they're saying, yeah, this all happened. This is all a murder. Vonnie did it. They're saying Vonnie and Jam, they did everything. They was off on their own. We didn't have any clue. Well, that's going to be a problem because in the prosecution's opening statement, they made it very clear. They said, yeah, well, not we had, but there was a tracker in the stolen BMW that was used in the hit on Quando. It tracked the car all the way around town to Quando's hotel, to the stores that Quando was shopping at the Bathe and Ape store, to the spot where they killed him, where they tried to kill him and killed Lil Pab at the Beverly Center, to the In-N-Out Burger. They had the moving image, the actual footage of the In-N-Out Burger with everybody's faces on display. Jam, Dee, Vonnie, they're all in there with their faces bait in the In-N-Out. Matching shoes, same shoes from the surveillance footage of the murder. We saw two different angles of the murder of Lil Pab. It was just insane. Absolutely cooked, deep fried by the looks of it. And they're saying that BMW that had the tracker in it that was stolen and used in the hit, the slider, where did it go after In-N-Out Burger? Oh, to the crib that Lil Durk was staying in. So Vonnie was in this stolen car orchestrating this whole thing and then going to the massive, beautiful Encino mansion that Lil Durk was staying in at the time. Now, that's really, really bad news. I'm not going to lie. The defense, they put on a good argument that it was all Vonnie, but it's kind of like, bruh, when we start seeing some of that other evidence, it's going to be a tall order to say that Vonnie did everything. He was off on a mission all by himself. He wasn't trying to impress Durk. They're saying that they arrested Vonnie in a luxury penthouse suite, in a suite of a hotel in Chicago that he was staying at with his girlfriend. The defense are trying to say, oh, when they arrested him, they said to him, oh, you're the ringleader of this, you're the leader of this, unless you give us someone else, trying to say that that he's just putting Durk in it to try and save himself. But are they really expecting the jury to buy that Vonnie was just out here on his own, orchestrating this whole thing by himself? Durk had no knowledge. He's pulling up to Durk's crib in the slider after the hit, and you're saying Durk had no knowledge? They flew out there together on the private jet together and Durk had no knowledge? I don't know if they're going to buy that, but we're going to see. We're going to have to find out. Now, that was crazy in itself. The opening statements were absolutely wild. But then we got to the really sad and harrowing stuff. There was rumors that maybe OTF Jam's going to take the stand today. I don't think that's going to happen. But here is what did happen. The cops basically started meticulously showing all of the details about the murder of Lil Pab and just how violent and horrific it was. The first thing they did was they had a 911 call handler get on the stand. They played the 911 call that was taken by a witness. Apparently 8 people called 911 after they slayed Lil Pab in broad daylight in rush hour on a Friday night outside the Beverly Center, one of the most ridiculous crimes you could ever even think to commit. But in addition to that, the 911 call, the woman is frantic. She said, oh, somebody's just been shot in Beverly Hills. They're being shot with machine guns. I don't want to give any of my information. I'm so scared. Somebody's hurt. They brought absolute fire, hell, and destruction onto Beverly Hills in rush hour. It's absolutely insane. It's unbelievable. So that was already off to a bad start. They then played brand new footage that we had never seen before, multiple camera angles, straight up 4K footage of the murder of Lil Pab. Now, it happened very, very quickly. What we ended up seeing was kind of very, very quick shots of these guys creeping through the alleyway. They hop out of those stolen cars, creep through the alleyway, they up their Glocks, they shoot their switches. It's all over within 2 seconds. Everybody jumps back into the car that Lil Pab was in and they speed off. That was it. But then we saw the body cam footage of the first responder that administered CPR to Lil Pab Pab. We saw them pulling Lil Pab out of the car, and it was harrowing. It was graphic. We're hearing Lil Pab kind of moaning, taking his last breaths, and unfortunately his family was in the court during this, so it was just so heartbreaking to see. That was just, obviously it was a really, really, really horrible piece of footage, much worse than what we'd seen on TMZ, the famous no clip, but that clip also did capture Quando screaming no from the angle of the first responders. It was really, really messed up. Now, in addition to that makes it even worse, they then showed the Lil Pab autopsy. The medical examiner testified that apparently Lil Pab actually was found with a bullet lodged in his heart. He had punctured his lung with a bullet that stayed in his body. He'd also been shot twice in the bicep. One went straight through, and another actually was also lodged in his bicep. It was horrible. It was graphic, and it was just really, really sad. And it really drove home the reality of this. There's a lot of people in the courtroom that have been reporting on this, and a lot of people are saying that they're, loyal to the defense. They're supporting the defense. They want Durk to get off. Look, whoever did this, there needs to be justice, because this was a horrific crime. There was a grieving family in court that was suffering today. Whoever did this brought hell and destruction onto the streets of Beverly Hills outside the Beverly Center. I went to the Beverly Center to go and buy a suit the other day, and I was thinking, what on earth were people doing firing automatic guns at this location? It is actually a disgrace. So I'm trying to be impartial. I don't know. I can't give you the verdict on who did this yet, but what we're hearing is that this was a horrific crime that does need to be solved, that does need to be punished, and it looks like justice is coming. So I'll be real with you. Durk's defense, they didn't put up any arguments. They didn't put up really any cross-examination when it came to the 911 call handler. We heard from the detective that was on the scene talking about 18 shell casings. You know what was crazy? They basically said that there were bullets that were in the gas pump. They could have blown that whole thing up like goddamn GTA. It was absolutely reckless. It was absolutely outrageous, this crime. And we're hearing more and more details just about how awful the way that this went down was. And just like, this wasn't something that's just going to be swept under the rug. This wasn't, we caught an op in Southside Chicago and no one's going to know about it. This was straight up a gangland slaying in one of the busiest, most iconic tourist districts in Hollywood in the middle of rush hour on a Friday night. It was just an unbelievable crime, and it seems like whoever did it might have been very sloppy. They're talking about they got footage of them going in and out of the In-N-Out burger after the hit. They're wearing the same shoes as the surveillance footage of the hit. Like, they got their faces out at In-N-Out. They're wearing ski masks on the hit, but they got the same shoes on. I really can't believe it. So look, I'm not going to say Durk's cooked. I'm not going to say Durk's taking a W, but the prosecution are coming in very, very strong. Durk's argument that it was all Vonnie and nothing to do with him, this is coming like a little bit of a long shot, if you ask me, to be honest with you, but we're going to see. That's the best argument they're going to put forward. Now, I think OTF Jam's testimony is going to be major. We're already talking about witnesses. We're hearing from detectives, 911 call handlers. I don't know if we're going to start hearing from gang members today, but it sounds like they're going through the motions with all of the most professional stuff, people in law enforcement, people that were at the scene, first responders, medical examiner. So we've kind of just wrapped up the most harrowing piece of evidence, which was, of course, the autopsy footage. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'm going to go back inside. There was so much more to it that I don't have time for. I've made reams of notes, but I've literally got to rush back in because it's just been so hectic, so much going on. It is unbelievable what's going on right now, but I'll be back to update you guys. All right, I'll let you know if anyone else does any weird stuff outside the courthouse right now.
Obviously have respect, but yo,
what up? Hold on, let me merge the call right now.
All right. Yellow, you here?
What's up? What's up, nigga?
Yo, Big Atkins here. We just seen your video, man. I think your video is a little skewed. I seen your video on Durk.
Man, hey, listen, I'm going off what the nigga just said. At the end of the day, hey, whatever, I don't know. I'm not there. That's just what I just saw in the paperwork in the news. Shit, just like 6ix9ine saying what he's saying.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm not no
I just put my 2 cents on it. But whatever's going on, Remo just told me something else. But I don't know. He's saying that nigga, the lawyers. I mean, Vonnie admitted to everything already.
Yeah, you're admitted to it.
If your lawyer go in the courtroom and blame and still say, whoopty whoop whoop did it, and you still behind your lawyer, so you in control of what your lawyer say. Your lawyer can't just go point fingers at the next nigga without taking that up with you.
No. Hey, listen, my argument won't be that Durk didn't know his lawyer was going to do this. My argument is the overall strategy. Yo, if a nigga already copping to it, he says, I did it, I'm taking a plea. Now he's snitching, and they try to bring you in. You can't be like, bro, why y'all over here got me in here? This nigga admitted to everything. He admitted to that, and that. He gave himself up. Just go with him.
Hey, here's the thing with me, though, right? You hear me?
Go ahead.
Fuck Vonnie. He don't know Vonnie anyway. Them niggas already, what I feel, them niggas already said that's what Boogie and them was probably going to do to Durk. That's Von homie. That's not his friend. At the end of the day, this nigga said he did it already. Why not blame everything on him? He already admitted to it. He did it.
Hey, you the first person that I heard kind of like extrapolate on that. Well, I heard Trench's News kind of talk about it too. Hey, wait, so is that Durk fuck up for, like, all right, let's say this went down how the feds say it went down. Why do you think if Durk, Durk been in Durk's a reputable nigga, right? You don't think Durk no goofy, right? You don't think he's like some green ass nigga, right?
No, he ain't no green ass nigga, but he is a goofy because he just did a lot of goofy shit to harm his life. So that makes you a goofy for doing the wrong shit to put yourself in harm's way of fighting for your life and taking yourself from your kids and your family. That's the real goofy. But
wait, hold on.
Street politics and all that, how the streets gonna look at it. I mean, of course, being a killer, being, the lifestyle, you're a real nigga for the shit that you're supposed to do as a stand-up nigga. But as a civilian or a real person of how life's supposed to be, you a goofy by making those decisions at the end of the day. So the niggas that doing the shit in the streets and not getting out of the streets, the niggas in the streets are losing, gang. That's simple as that. So you're a goofy. So everything that they taught us being in the streets, you're a goofy. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you the question directly. If what you're saying is correct, Vonnie wasn't even like that. Why is it a fatal mistake that Durk? Let's say Durk did it. Let's say we're just making believe. If Durk would have Vonnie involved, it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm friends with a lot of people who I think they're real niggas. If they ever call me up and say, yo, Ack, I bet. So, yo, line him up over there and we gonna come kill him. If they call me up with that call, I'd have been like, you might as well just call the feds. Like, nigga, this ain't happen. Why would any of my friends that are real niggas call me up when the crime is happening? Like, it's academic.
Hey, let me tell you. Vonnie not the nigga that knew what was going on. You know why Vonnie's snitching on Durk? You know why he's telling on Durk? I'm gonna tell you what them niggas did. Them grimy ass, backdoor ass Chicago niggas did shit and made Vonnie do shit, and Vonnie did not know what he was doing. Hey, book these flights, or grab this, or go grab this. Vonnie not asking no questions. Like, Vonnie just doing his job as a manager or as a person that. I don't think Vonnie really knew what was going on.
Nah, stop it. You really think that? Stop it.
I don't think Vonnie was really into the street politics. I think that he was
if he was buying masks and gloves, what do you think he thought it was gonna happen? You think like they're in California? What do you think it was? COVID protection? What do you think he thought it was?
Man, you in California, man. He probably didn't know, man. Durk just said, man, go grab this, go grab that, man. Some niggas green like that. I got niggas that, hey man, you a store runner. Hey, go grab it from the store. You think he gonna question what I need it for? That ain't none of his business. Just go get what I asked you to get.
Ain't no way Vonnie's that. No.
Man, how ain't no way Vonnie is that way? He's a nigga that he admitted to it.
He admitted to it because he's cooked. He's caught on video at the In-N-Out. He's caught on video getting the stuff. He's pretty much the do boy for Durk. But it's not that he ain't want, like, why would he get on that plane? Like, to act like he was just a nigga doing his job and then Durk and them, like, you know what I mean, he got caught up in some shit. He ain't know what he was doing. I think that's crazy. You don't think he knew what he was doing? Nigga, I'm green as fuck, but if a nigga say, go grab some gloves and a mask, and then go do this and then book these niggas over here, and I know what type of niggas I'm booking.
Well, let's skip all the small talk. All them niggas going to jail. All of them. Let's skip all the small talk. So let's just do that. They all like pointing the finger. Everybody saying this. Everybody telling on Durk. Everybody. Bonnie's going to jail. Jam's going to jail. Durk going to jail. Brown Eyes going to jail. Ace Boogie going to jail. Nobody's going to beat this case, gang. Nobody's going to beat this case, gang. It's as simple as that.
Wait.
You can tell.
Smirkio got the best lawyers. He got the best lawyers out here.
Man, I don't give a fuck about no. You got the best lawyers in the world. And them people coming in and say, you the nigga that told the nigga to kill this person. You told the nigga that go buy these gloves and do this and grab that and do this. If you got multiple people telling on you like that, how's you finna come from under that? Tell me. You think, hey, let's keep it gangster. The nigga Durk snitch on himself in all his songs. I'll be with the murders, the killer murders. I'll be with all everything.
I ain't gonna lie,
we the one that killed the homie.
Yeah, Aha's got a fire.
Hey, listen, let's keep it. I'm not, and this is logically speaking because this is the truth. Everything is going to be used against him. His music, his lifestyle, everything that he did, his videos, his friends that passed away, his friends that's still here.
You don't think Smirkio could beat this shit?
Do I think he can beat it?
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna beat none of this shit, man. If I saw light, and if I saw anything that was like, man, it looked good, I watch real murder shit, right? Like Snap. I watched all the sick shit, man. I done saw a nigga get convicted, and they didn't even have a body. They didn't even have a body, bro.
Yeah,
people get convicted.
We've seen that.
What I'm meaning by this act, even if Durk is not guilty, right? Durk is gonna be guilty from his lifestyle, his music, the shit that he done did already. He's gonna be guilty because he's a black man from Chicago, and that's all a nigga talk about. You talk about all our music. All our music is only about death, killing. That's all a nigga rap about. It's not nothing. They're gonna use everything you said.
Yeah, but everybody doing music rap about that. Everybody do it. You can't just single out Durk. The whole Chicago rap about that.
Okay,
nigga, you used to rap about it.
Okay, and I was living that life too, nigga. What is you talking about? Yes. So this is what I'm telling you. Niggas is only, hey, listen, people only talk about what they around. And some are creative players. And some of the creative players kind of end up doing the same shit. You saw Bloodhound Lil Jeff, even if you wasn't. You create yourself. You see 6ix9ine, he want to put tattoos on his face. He started doing it. He created himself. And then he started trying to live like that. This is what creative player niggas do. But the niggas that's from the trenches and all that, bro, I rapped about that shit because that's the life we was living. We sold drugs. We shot at people. We got shot. This is what was going on. Niggas died. My friends died. Their friends died. This is the truth.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
And the world knows it.
Do you think that, because there's certain people, I was listening to Trenches News, and he said Durk got more into it as time went on, and Von and this and third, but he was, because I ain't gonna lie, when you read the allegations now, it says Durk was shooting niggas in Atlanta. He's sending hits all over the place, and I'm like, damn, Durk was like, so Durk was terrorizing Chicago.
Man, please, man. Durk be with the niggas that's doing the shit, and that's why he in the thing. He trusts too many people. And if he did start doing that, guess why he started doing that? King Von came home and peer pressured him and made him do shit. Now he had to show out. He had to show out because King Von was a real killer. You have to show out for this killer.
Wait, you think
you have to show out
King
for
Von
this killer?
can't peer pressure no boss like Durk? Come on, bro.
Yeah, Durk ain't no fucking, what makes him a boss? Because he had the money?
Yeah, but like,
because you got the money.
King Von was a different breed.
You had the money. Durk is not the gangster, gang. Still to this day, he's not locked up for murder. He's locked up for murder for hire. They're not saying he killed anybody with his hands. The other niggas are. He hung with the killers. The other niggas are the killers, not him. You got enough money to control broke ass niggas in the trenches to kill people when you got money. That's why Jam telling. You put a 50 ball in the nigga hand. Jam killing motherfuckers. Then Jam got caught. Just like you just said, Body, they got Jam. Nigga came in there, sold the Man, yeah. OTF DD little brother got locked up, right? I can tell y'all about murders. I know about murders.
Yeah,
that's who put that diamond on him. That's who started it all.
So you think DD's brother, Lil Ted, or Baby Threat, you think he's the one who started all this shit?
Baby Threat got caught. And Baby Threat ran his mouth about murders. And nigga, he was told on jail. They came and snatched jail while he was in prison. The nigga on TYV Face just said they came and snatched him out of jail. Then he disappeared. He was already in jail. Then his baby mama got killed. All the shit. Once you lay this paperwork and show you, man, listen, the shorty already saying you killed this nigga. He know about this, he know that. Some niggas gonna be like, man, they get me. The same way you just said, buddy. I'm wrapped up. What can I do? The only thing I can do, hey son, is your life or their life. What you gonna do?
Okay.
You gonna tell or you gonna go to jail?
Hey, let me float a theory in front of you, and you tell me if you buy this, because I kind of believe it a little bit. So there's a theory that says if Durk paid for Jam, if Durk gave Jam whatever money he wanted, paid for everybody's lawyers, nobody tells on him. You know what I mean? He basically, even if niggas get locked, they stand tall because they know Durk gonna hold it down. And basically, he got in this situation by not paying for, listen, when you have killers, niggas might get busted with all type of shit. The murder that they did is the get out of jail free card. So you kind of have to keep paying for their lawyers, this and third, and Durk supposedly didn't do that. Do you think if Durk handled all the, do you think that if he did handle all the financial stuff, he wouldn't be here?
No, because it wasn't even about that. It's not even about that. Paying for the lawyers and all that. Jam got jammed up. Then his baby mama got killed, and niggas didn't slide after his baby mama. He in that bitch, and while he probably was in jail, niggas turned their back. You got to think about it. The trenches is the most conniving people in the world, man. Ain't no real loyalty behind nobody in the trenches. Chicago niggas is broke, starving, and game banging, man. Niggas in Philly, niggas in LA, in the trenches, below poverty. There's no loyalty in this shit. It's either me or you. It's kill or be killed. It's either be either, nigga. Nobody, no real loyal friends, man. When you get in that jail, man, the biggest motherfucking killers told, man. Sammy Bull told on everybody, man. He was a fucking professional killer.
OTF Jam said he about to get on this Sammy the bullshit, like.
Man, OTF Jam is the Sammy Bull of Chicago, man.
How many murders could he have done? I thought he did like 2. That's it. I mean, that's a lot still, but come on now.
Ain't no telling how many murders that nigga did, man. But guess what? He finna say Durk, he paid for him. He finna say Durk the reason he killed people. So even if, what can you say when you gonna have Bonnie on the stand saying, Bonnie finna get on the stand and say, Durk paid for us to do all this, and somebody got killed. Lil Pam got killed. Somebody lost their life that day. And guess what? Who was behind it? The credit cards, everything in OTF. Everything comes back. The finger is getting pointed at this man.
I'm not gonna lie.
Everything is getting pointed at them.
I was so surprised when they said that the car that was gotten to like stalk Pop, this and third, also allegedly followed the car until the shooting. They said that car went back to where Durk was staying. I'm like, God damn. And there was a GPS tracker on it. I'm like, Durk trying to get out of this, but they're trying to say it's impossible. He didn't know. And then everybody snitching on him is going to be like, fuck if he didn't know. He's the one who told us to do it. It's going to be a tough case to beat. We've never seen, though, I'll say, we've never seen an artist of this caliber, this big, go down for something for life. We haven't seen that yet.
No, not a rapper. You had motherfucking the football player Hernandez, nigga. He fucking killed the bitch and all. Yeah, you got there's a couple of artists that do dumbass, sick ass shit that be at the top of the world, man. You gotta think about it. I'm not even at the top of the world of nowhere in my life, right? You gotta be out your fucking mind to think right now at 36 years old with kids and understanding how beautiful life is. I done had my freedom took before. I know how it feels. My homies didn't send me nothing while I was in prison. My homies fucked my bitch while I was in jail.
What?
Niggas ain't send me a penny. Why?
Your homies ain't fuck your bitch in jail. Stop it, bro. Come on, bro.
Man, Well, like my first time in prison, not since I've been King Yellow, but like back in the day, I've been going to jail all my life. But these things done happened to me already.
Like your
So
homie, or like a nigga you see once in a while?
Man, a homie, a close friend, I'm back, man. That's what I'm telling you, man. So, like right now, where I'm at in my life, this is why I don't care what the fuck I say. I don't give a fuck about a friend. I don't give a fuck about a friend because ain't no friends, gang. People only love you when you got everything in the world. After you lose everything you got right now, then you gonna see who your real friends are, man. You gonna see who really love you. You gonna see what bitch really love you. You gonna see who you can really reach out to, and it ain't gonna be that many people, man. I done been in the midst of being King Yellow and went broke. Lost everything, nigga, and I opened my eyes. Durk, he needed to see that. He needed to see that. He didn't really get to see that. He started to see it at the end, but it was too late. You try to make the men bring J Bane out and push peace and be Muslim and all that, but niggas done died. Too many people done died already. You know why niggas start doing that? Now it's a guilty conscience, man. It's a fucking guilty conscience, bro.
Hey, let me ask you a question, because again, and I want to ask you like how the perception of Durk was, like based on all the shit I'm hearing. You know, he was rocking with Lamron and you know the Tay-Town stuff. Was it like the way he was talking hot on records? Was a lot of these Chicago niggas like in fear of Durk? Because the way he was talking like this heavy.
There's nobody that I ever met with fear of Durk, man. I just told you he hang with the gangsters, and you got to think about this. Chicago, everybody's a gangster in Chicago. Everybody's a killer. That's normal. You're no different.
That's not normal. Wait, what you mean everybody's a gangster and killer?
That's normal in the church. That's normal in the trenches. You got to understand this. When I was in the trenches, you know how the world, how you would sit back and be like, oh, how could they live like that? We got no fucking choice. We got no choice. Just like in Iran, when you get off the fucking plane and they're in war, you hop off as a 12-year-old and 10-year-old kid holding an AK-47. That's normal to them. They was taught this. This is regular. They might wake up and they take the chopper from them, and the kid don't know how to move because he used to having a chopper in his hand. Right? So this is what I'm saying about people in the trenches. That shit is regular. Sell drugs, fuck bitches, get money, kill people, is sick, rob people, steal, kill, destroy. Which is what the fucking devil wants motherfuckers to do. That's all the devil work. This is demonic shit. This is why the labels promoted behind this shit, act, because they fucking promote. Even when your YouTube channel was going up, you got money because that's what they wanted you to do, was keep dumbing niggas down. Keep feeding the devil work. Keep making niggas kill niggas. Kill niggas, guess what? Because the white man don't like niggas. The white man don't want to see niggas make it.
Let me ask you a question. So we've heard this criticism of Durk where people say you were the person who made it out. You had songs with Drake. You were selling out a United Center multiple times. You could do anything in the world. And if you look at the timeline of how the feds have accused Durk, they have accused him of everything when he was the richest, when he was the most popular. Not like, oh, we brought some shit back from 2017. They were talking about 2022, arguably the biggest time in his career. Do you think that Durk got a little bit drunk off the power of having money, resources, and knowing that niggas in Iraq would move when he say something as long as he was funding it?
Yes. I just did something on this act. Clout, pride, ego, money. That's why I said about the labels. They know when they give ignorant nigga some money, he's going to go do some ignorant shit. Just like they just did with the little nigga from California, EBK J-Bo. Signed him, gave him all that money. What he do? Promoted violence, bought guns, did all type of crazy ass shit. And guess what? Back in jail, people died. This is what they want. This is what they do.
Okay, am I ignorant for saying though with Durk? Like I felt a lot of fans always said that he was smart and like he moved a little bit different. He wasn't like the loud talking, like he was more like a sarcastic guy. Like he kind of came off like there's a lot of people I believe that now they're hearing so much stuff. They're like, wait, Durk was doing that? Like they're shocked. Durk doesn't, you know, there's certain people, they make it very clear that's what's happening. Durk was almost like, yeah, he would brag about certain stuff, but it didn't make it that obvious to certain fans. Now, if you knew, you knew. Like if you were into Chicago shit, you knew he was really mentioning some real shit. But if you didn't know, a lot of times that people who loved him didn't really know that he was that tapped in. What do you think about that?
I think certain people speaks through their music. Durk told everything he did in his music, man. He didn't have to make a post. He went and put it in his song. You understood him. That's why the streets love him. The trenches love him because he was talking and rapping about this. He didn't have to respond to you on an Instagram post. He go diss you on a song.
He didn't call himself the voice.
Everything.
He called himself the voice.
Called himself the voice for a reason, man. I get paid, but he got paid. He don't get paid to do the shit that we do. He don't get paid to talk on the motherfucking computer. He get paid to make music. So why would I go on a motherfucking thing and make a post and I'm not getting paid for that? I only do interviews and talk to people and do all this because this is how I get paid. You feel me? Why would I go speaking anywhere else? Shit, I made music. They ain't listen to it like that. Okay. My voice got louder when I spoke on it on the computer, so that's why I continue to go that way. Durk made money through his music. So why would he go make a post? Why would he really? That's why he barely did interviews like that. He did interviews with certain people. You got an interview. A couple motherfuckers got an interview. That was every blue moon. But other than that, something happened. It's in the song. And everything. If you think about this, everything that ever happened, he rapped about it. He didn't respond to FBG Cash and them going by motherfucking King Von Mural. He rapped about that motherfucker. He rapped about it in the song. Your homie got hit. Ha ha. All this shit, man. Like everything. He go back and say whatever he say, he gonna put it in the music. And people think that they music, oh, I got my First Amendment. I got a freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. That don't
I actually agree with you with that because by the time he did Aha, he literally says this shit is not real. He thought giving a disclaimer could allow him to do the same thing. You notice during the trial, not one time his defense attorney says, do you know on the song y'all try to quote, he said this shit is not real. Not one time they've mentioned.
They don't give a fuck about that. They don't care about that. Don't respond to shit with VAR. Go get your gun. They drop it, locations. I'm getting it done. How can you explain that? That ain't true. You ain't make this under Lil Durk name and put it out. They dropping locations. I'm getting it done. You can't tell me that ain't the stupidest shit in the world.
Let me ask you about betrayal. You've gone through, you've been through, a lot of shit, right? Have what people expect? People are thinking of how Durk is going to react to seeing some of the people he's been in intimate moments, like pause, like with, like for example, Jam, or like even Vonnie, like even if he was a goofy, like. These are people that I think that he trusted. When he see them guys up there telling, and them guys, when they said, do you see the person who told you to go get the hot car and go get the gloves and the mask? And they point right at Durk. What do you think is going through Durk's head? And obviously you've been in that environment. Have you seen, let's call it betrayal like that you had to look at niggas and be like, oh shit, this shit is not a game?
I never had to face nothing like that, but I've been snitched on before when I was a shorty. I've been lied on when I was a shorty. My first time going to jail for juvenile. I thought was my friend. Him and his brother stole the motherfucking car. We all rolled around in it. The police ended up smacking the crib. We high as hell in Sacramento, California. Him and his daddy and all them said I stole the car. I look stupid. That's betrayal. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older as a man right now, there's nothing that I expect everything wrong to happen, gang. I expect this. So
what do you mean you expect? What do you mean you expect?
I expect niggas to do wrong. I expect people to do the wrong shit. I expect
so not say you're doing crime, but if you did something with somebody and that's your day one homie, like you've been knowing him since 5th grade, if he told on you, you wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't expect that.
Act, let me tell you something. I don't trust nobody. I'm not doing shit with nobody. I don't trust nobody. We live in a time right now. It's not back in the day, actually. Everybody is telling. You just saw the fucking Young Thug shit. You just saw this shit.
That was wild.
Everybody, nobody is trustworthy no more. Everybody is living for themselves.
So even if you rapping shit like when Jam get out that jam, I give him 50. He don't gotta ask about it. Even if you like, listen, I'm with Jam, that's the home. Would you expect that Jam would tell on you? Like if you had a right hand man like Jam, the way Durk talked about him, gave him 50 cash. We seen it on Insta Live. He's talking about him. He's like, yo, I got Jam with me. You would think that guy would go testify on you if you knew a nigga like that?
You don't listen, man. You don't like, as a man in your heart, right? You want for your people to not do you like that. But it never, like I said, it happened to me as a shorty, but I've been in prison. I saw this shit happen. I'm seeing niggas get in that jam and they gotta pick. Some people gonna choose their life. When people get in them interrogation rooms and certain people, that's like going to church and you done did some shit, right? And the pastor, somebody just know how to put their hand on you and get you to break down and get emotional and get into your soul. That's a different thing. These people get into niggas' soul. You watch First 48, man, that one bitch in Memphis and that one nigga, man, they used to get into people's soul, man. Man, listen, man, man. It's okay. It's okay, man. Woo-dee woo-woo. Or they trick people, man. Your friend, they said it was you. Da-da-da-da-da. But what I'm saying now is people are picking themselves. Some people is getting in these jams and realizing that ain't the life they wanted. You get in that bitch and think about, I would never see my son again. I would never be able to fuck my girl again. I would never be able to go to fucking McDonald's and get a fucking double-double. I would never be able to do this shit again. I gotta live in a bad for the rest of my life.
No more double-doubles, no McChicken? Oh, hell no.
Hey, but you gotta think about it. When you, like, on the streets, it's cool. You see OTFDD brother, soon he got in a reality kicked in. Boom, niggas is scared to go to jail. Some people, he wasn't even arrested for a murder. He got caught with a gun or something.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Niggas is scared to go to jail because guess what? All that tough shit you was doing, you was faking. You was fasading for the internet. You was a fake. You was a bitch in real life without that gun. So now these niggas get in these situations and don't know. They scared to death. Oh, I'm screaming this. I don't even know no literature. I don't even know if my homies up here. I know my homies that killed these niggas. And I gotta fight. Now you gotta fight. Now you gotta be a man.
Hey,
these niggas getting them jams like that, acting and nigga, man, reality kick in. You gonna do 100 years? Especially, guess what? You not even a killer. You not even a shooter. You was just around. You was just with the wrong people. You was just with the wrong crowd. You not even a nigga that did nothing. You know how many people go in that motherfucker be like, nigga, I swear to God, man, I've been in prison with niggas that got 20, 30 years. All they did was roll in the car. They never was a shooter, was nothing. I was in prison back in the day with a nigga. He was the youngest nigga. His homie killed the nigga. He threw up on the scene, got everybody caught. He got everybody caught. And he told. What can you say? Your DNA is right here.
Let me ask,
told on everybody.
Let me ask you, because Durk has kind of dissed you before, and whatever, like y'all history. But do you currently? You're watching what he's going through. This is the biggest case. You could tell. Let me tell you, this is going to be, to me, this is bigger than the Diddy case. This is the first time we're not talking about, like, we knew that was some bullshit a little bit. Obviously, he was facing time. This shit, we know if Durk don't beat this case, we'll never see him again, ever in life. Do you feel bad for Durk?
It might be a possibility. Trump could pardon him.
No, he's not part of the murder. It's not gonna happen.
You don't think so?
Nah, nope. So that's what I'm asking you. Based on your history with him, when you look at what he's going through now, do you say man, despite anything between me and him, man, I wish he wasn't in this situation right now. He was doing something. Okay.
Of course. Hey, on my kids, like the world think I just hate him. Like, I don't hate a motherfucking gang. It's just, like, even for me, I be like, gang, if the world would have put King Yeller in that position, gang, I would have made sure so many people ate and so many people was in a position to win. I would have never fumbled the ball. You, a nigga from Chicago, and God bless you to do better than a lot of niggas. There's niggas out here chilling, stealing, wishing they could be in a position that you in, and you got the ball and you just dropped it. To be honest with you, that shit kind of hurt. My feelings is kind of hurt looking at him because he's still another black brother. Like, I'm not that same Yellow from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing. I done get baptized. I'm living my life a different way. You know what I'm saying? I want the best for me and my people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just feel like Durk failed. He failed. Not only did he fail himself, but he failed his people. He failed his kids. He failed himself.
Okay.
He failed the innocent.
I'm glad you mentioned that, and I want to get into it a bit because we've seen also you be in the news a bit, and you were talking about, you know, I didn't even know you had, you know, a child even that old, but when it comes to you getting in trouble, responsibilities, I think when we talk about the Durk situation, we talk about what we think he owes to the guys. We think about, the music career. We think about, you know, oh shit, is he gonna get to fuck India again? But we rarely talk about the fact that he has a lot of children, and a lot of children by a lot of different women. What do you think that weighs on him as he sits in there? Because obviously he clearly. Go ahead.
That's all he thinks about. And you see not one time that I say anything about this music shit for him. Everything I just said was about real life shit. He let his people down. He let his kids down. He let his wife down. Ain't no, everybody that's screaming free him, they only like him because of music. People just want him to come home to do music and put music out again because they're fans. Nobody really cares about him because guess what? The fans is the one that told him, slide for bond, slide for bond, slide for bond. They're the ones that made him do what he did. They're the ones that put him in his position. They don't give a fuck. Okay, but they the ones, they don't give a fuck about you, gang. They love you when you here, when you can do something. They don't give a fuck about that man. All they care about is he's gonna be able to make another song again and all this shit. Nobody give a fuck. How many people right now are saying, how many people looked up Lil Durk name and sent some money on this book? How many people is really worried about if he's gonna be able to come home and see his kids again? Is he gonna be able to hug his wife? Is he gonna be able to kiss his daughter in the mouth? Is he gonna be able to take his daughter to school? That shit hurt, guys. Like every day, I'm in this bitch right now, house full of kids, bro. Like you don't want to, like, at the end of the day, they taught us to lose in the trenches. Everything we was already Durk lost from the beginning. If he didn't figure out in his head to get out, and he made it out, I left Chicago with $300, nigga, and figured a way out. Nigga, I never had my own naked till I left Chicago.
Hey, let me ask you. I wanted to ask you one question because, so in the prosecutor got, like, you know, in their documents, they said that Durk was really upset about people trolling him, including even 6ix9ine and supposedly Whack 100, when they said slide for Vaughn. You've been into some real situations from where you came from. The internet has seen it. The internet is either, you know how the internet is. It'll be like, oh, he took a loss or he took this or whatever. How frustrating is it when the internet is, you know, making fun of you? Or have you ever felt like pressure, like, man, yo, this nigga did something to me or did something to my folks or my homie? Yo, I got to really go get back on their ass. Like, fuck that shit. Like, the niggas got to know who I am. Have you ever felt?
Tell you something, the internet can never control me and make me want to go do nothing. The internet, when my homies get killed or shit like that, that's a automatically feeling that you get already coming from that. They shouldn't have to take them internet to do none of that. But do the internet do dumbass shit and bug you and make you, you know, piss you off? Yeah, they do. really feel that the internet really made him slide around, that's just what's in him already. This is the way niggas raised. When your homie get killed, when somebody get killed, this is what you retaliate. This is how the streets go. This is why the murders keep going. One person died, two people died.
So you reject this idea that the internet could have bullied him into being or doing shit that he wouldn't normally want to do.
I mean, the internet trolled him. But nigga, he already had that thought in his head soon as his friend died. That ain't no motherfucking. That wasn't no. The internet didn't make him say, I want to go kill Von. When Von got killed, it made him say, we finna go kill for Von. That's what happened. When Duck died, I said, I want to kill every nigga. Fuck everybody. This is how you feel. These are emotions that you can't control. You know what I'm saying? When you love somebody, when you got a real connection with somebody, you emotional. He was hurt. That's hurt. That's pain. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of shit. It didn't have nothing to do with it. You know, the internet just boosted it up, man. Like everybody keeps saying, do you think the internet made people go kill people? Man, Chicago was killing niggas and then put it in a song and then get famous. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nigga made a song about killing somebody and then when they killed somebody died first and then the nigga put it in a song second. The killing was big going on. We from Chicago. This gangster shit. Al Capone, Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford. This gangster shit been going on. It's a lifestyle. This is shit regular in the hood. That's what goes on.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but that's the truth, man.
Hey, like, what's you've had a really interesting story when it comes to like even Chicago. Obviously, you was in the field and in Chicago, just in the madness for so long. You know, obviously, we've seen you try to change your life. What do you want everybody who's watching this trial now? We're on day 1 or day 3 to some people, but day 1 of opening statements. We're hearing crazy shit. I don't want to call it either way, but we don't know how it's going to go. What are you hoping that, whether it's fans of drill, whether it's, the little homies that's in the rack, what do you hope everybody takes away from what they're probably going to see in this trial?
I want everybody that's watching this to learn. Learn from what y'all gonna see on this trial to know that your friends don't love you. The streets don't love you. This shit is not a game. It's not a video game. It's not worth it at the end of the day. Your freedom is not worth it. Your life is not worth it. All this shit is not worth it, man. If a nigga would have told me, I tell him for all the time, I would have rather went to school and been a fucking nerd, a fucking goofy. Because guess what? When you go to jail, or you get killed, guess what? That nerd, that same motherfucker you laughed at and made fun of, gonna be fucking your bitch. He gonna be the one with the money. The ugly duckling turning to the swan, nigga. So that shit real. So niggas better learn from this shit and don't stop taking life for granted. Cause once you gone, ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back to this shit.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. Man, chat, as we watching this trial, and by the way, Yella, I want you to, I don't know how often you're free, but I want you to call in consistently. We have Remo hook it up, but for me, covering this trial is about everybody getting their perspective, and a lot of people have more valid perspective than me. I think we got to see what everybody's looking at, what they're taking away from it. I'm gonna be honest with you, even though, and this is why I think we got on the phone. I'm still gonna be like, nah, I can't call my man Durkio a rat. Durkio, you know what I mean? He's trying to get out of the situation, but everybody rat on him, so I can't call him a rat. Because if he was gonna rat, he just got a deal. Let's go get a deal.
Hey, listen. I troll, I do all that. I don't think Durk can't snitch on nobody because Durk is the problem. Durk is the main nigga that they want. They don't want them other people. It's not about them. If you have enough power to make a nigga go kill somebody, that's like being in prison, right? If I have enough power to tell 10 niggas to go beat the police, I'm going to get more time because I had enough power. The white man don't like black people with power. Is you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but isn't that like a lot of niggas in Chicago though? Like Durk ain't the only one that they're alleging that you know is doing this type of stuff.
Yeah, it don't matter if Durk is the only one alleged. Durk is the only one in this position. Durk is the only one fighting for his life right now. It's probably hella niggas with power. But here's the thing. I feel like Durk was an asshole and a dickhead for this. Because in the trenches game, we don't pay niggas to go do that. That's like I just said, this is in you. This is something you do. This is something from your heart. If I gotta call my homie and be like, here's 50,000 for whacking somebody, nigga, you ain't my homie, you a fucking hitman. I just paid you for a hit. You're not my friend. Friends take care of business on their own, and what I give you is what I give you. If you gotta come with your hand out and action because you did something, but if you did something and I'm making sure you good, that's different. That's different. But me paying you to do something, you cannot be my friend. I have to pay you to go kill for our other friend. What the fuck?
Hey, this not fucked up to you? I'm watching like this is 2021 September. You got Durk and them there at Icebox. Man, Vonnie is smiling from ear to ear. He's thumbing through a check. They buying some jewelry. He's happy to be with the
when
guys.
He put all that money out his pants.
Yeah, he's with the gangsters though. It's not like he kind of know like all of this money I buying jewelry. You with the gangsters. It's not like you working a 9 to 5. It's not like you clocking in to like some type of cubicle. You know who you with. You smiling. You enjoying the time. Could we give him the excuse like he was a civilian? He's hanging with gangsters, man.
Man, but here's the thing. Vonnie was the manager, man. Vonnie had millions. Vonnie ran Durk money. Vonnie had all the money. He had access to all the papers. Vonnie daddy just came and did an interview on 607 yesterday and just told us everything, man.
His daddy's still going?
His daddy's still going. His daddy hates his ass.
Is it because he told, or his daddy just hate him because he ain't getting none of the bread?
Man, his daddy said that. Listen, man. What did he say yesterday, Rico? He said that Vonnie daddy told him that what the fuck he tell him? That so what the fuck he said? Something about Durk. No, he said, nigga, that they paid Quando Rondo and them to kill Von. It was some crazy shit that happened, bro. It was some crazy shit that happened. I forgot word for word what this nigga said. They paid because they were scared. They didn't want to kill Durk or something, or they couldn't do. It's some crazy shit, bro. You will see. I don't know. It's gonna come out on 607 shit, man. But this nigga said some off the wall ass shit. I don't know if this nigga making stories up, but he's saying some crazy shit. Who hoodie is this?
Hey, last question to you. Last question. In your opinion, and your opinion does matter, based on what you've seen today, and based on how the direction of this trial is going, it's clear. I'll reiterate. It's clear that Durk's team is going to say, "Man, why y'all got me here?" Vonnie already told y'all he did it. What's the problem? Do you consider Durk a rat?
I consider that telling. But like I just said, Vonnie is the goofy. If my life and we all got locked up with a goofy too, we gonna blame it on that goofy dude. Fuck is you talking about? That's what you better do.
Sure, blame it.
That's what you better do. Hey, listen, man. You want to be around this shit, and that's what I really feel in my heart. I feel the niggas send kites to each other, and all them niggas, everybody gonna come out, and everybody, Diddy's gonna come out, and he gonna say, Vonnie did. But the thing is this, even if they say that, they got them niggas on camera shooting, right? From the gas station, right?
Yeah.
Ain't them niggas on camera shooting?
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be like shit. To free Durk, the only way you can free Durk if we blame this shit on food. Now, the only way you gonna, this is what the feds gonna do anyway. The only way you gonna be able to take a deal, get a shorter time, if you're willing to testify and you're gonna blame it on somebody. So it's all gonna be a smoking gun. It's gonna be a pointing finger thing. Durk gonna make it say, "Fuck it." He already admitted to this shit. So you don't think his lawyer sat down and was like, "Fuck it, we gonna just blame the shit. We just gonna point the finger at him." He already admitted to it. Durk and that bitch like, "Yeah, shit, fuck it." He already admitted to it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm telling y'all, they lying on me. They trying to frame me. So Durk is in there talking to them people, and I'm telling you, there's not one time Durk admitted to his lawyer. He ain't admitted to none of them motherfuckers. Durk is keeping himself. I don't know what this nigga talk about, but he admitted to it already. So yeah, y'all go in there and say you did it. Which he not wrong. Fuck it. He admitted to it. Man, folks, you already just said it. You just said you did that shit, guy. So fuck it. It get real tricky when your life is on the line. This ain't 2-3 years. This is an elbow. Niggas is 30 plus. 30 years, 40 years, that's life. It's over with. You might die in that bitch. You might catch AIDS. You might catch syphilis. You might something and die in that bitch. But the moral of the story is, nigga, your life or my life. Who life more important? Who more life is more important? I don't think no other nigga life more important than mine except my kids. That's what? What you mean? How you gonna hell no? What you talking about? So when it comes to that, Durk is agreeing with it, man. Yeah, fuck it. Tear his bitch ass up. He admitted to it anyway. And fuck dude, that's my friend. That never was Durk's friend. Rodney came around when King Von got out of jail. You never saw that man in the pictures. That man was never around nobody.
Fucked up, man. Hey, hey, Yellow. Hey, listen, I know you're gonna be tuned in. I know you watching this shit and seeing everything that come out, man. You know, you gonna keep giving your opinion. We gonna always gotta check in with you to kind of get some clarification, because obviously you know a lot more and your perspective is different. So you know we're gonna respect it regardless, even if we disagree. But I appreciate you, brother. I ain't gonna cap with you.
It's all love, man. Have a blessed day, man. Free Durk.
All right, bro. Definitely.
They got me feeling like I'm academics.
Come on. Armand was cracking my boy.
I'm calling you back. I'm on stream. What up? Are you coming out here?
I am. Shit. I didn't know you were gonna be out there, or at least for opening statements.
Oh yeah. So remember when we talked when I was doing? I think it was either Milagro or the DJ. Remember, I told you I was going to cover Drake. I was going to cover Durk.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. I think that they're going to get cooked on the surveillance thing, though.
Okay, could you give me the energy? Like I'm trying to compare this to the Diddy trial. I can't tell the energy and everything of what's happening in and around the courtroom. This is why we have you there, that you could give us really I just got the transcript, so I guess I have everything that was said in court, but I don't know the demeanor of everyone. Like, I heard Trap Lord kind of describe what he saw with Durk's demeanor. Said Durk looked a little bit nervous. How is the feeling of around the courtroom going in, and even like how does the defendants, not only Durk but the other two, how does everyone look?
Okay, so the energy around the courtroom, it's a lot of Durk fans. You want me to be honest with you? It's a lot of glaze, and everybody wants to be Team Durk right now. Like everybody's dick sucking. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, so today, a lot of us couldn't get in, and like I was really frustrated at the beginning because, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, they don't have the situation completely organized like the Diddy trial, but at the same time, you could tell even with some of the content creators and people like that, the family, you could tell they're looking online, they're seeing who they like, who's pushing the narrative, who's saying the what, so then they're kind of helping them get into the courtroom. before everyone else. So certain content creators.
Wait. So the family could help people get in.
Yeah, so they got a nigga out there like he's moving like he's like it's like club court Durk. Like the niggas in there, I got 1, 2 right here, bro. Go ahead and bring that nigga in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they're treating this shit like the club. Like, all right, man.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. If they feel like they've seen you on YouTube or they've seen your content, you know what I mean? I seen one guy, you know, he kind of went up to another guy, and this is good stuff, but he was like, you know what? Listen, I fuck with you. You keep that shit real. I like your content. You keep doing that shit. And like, you know, you could just tell, like, you know, and I'm not trying to hate on niggas, but I'm just saying, like, niggas are trying to get people in their pocket. They trying to make sure that the narrative is going the right way. And if you're saying the things that, you know, that make people feel comfortable in such a touchy time, they're going to look out for you. For me, I don't really talk to the family that much. I don't really talk to anybody on either side because I need to be able to call it how I feel and how I see it. So I don't want to get boxed into where I'm trying to ride the elevator down with the family and then I might have to say he's cooked. You know what I'm saying? So
I see there was some celebrity present. We saw G Herbo supposedly showed up. I'm not sure if he went into court, but I seen a video. Looked like he was at least outside. He took a picture with people. Are you feeling like there's pressure that maybe you have to slant your reporting to be a little bit favorable? Because that kind of is coming across in how you're describing it.
I mean, it's just a dark world, like, you know what I mean? Like, so everybody, like, my thing is I'm there for the facts. I'm there to see what's going on. There's fans. There's a guy, he drives from San Diego every day. He's a super fan. And he's there, one of the first people there. He's there at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, Team Durk. Dreezy was there. She came out supporting Durk. So G Herbo was there. MGK was there. So he has a lot of support here. For the other side, I think it's like Savia Robinson. It's just his mom, his aunt, and you know his one of his baby mamas. I actually talked to the mom today because I sat behind her in court, and I asked her, like, does she feel a type of way, you know, that all this is going on, and she's literally having to walk past these people, and all these people are Durk fans, and like, you know, her son is dead. And she was just like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm a civilian first. Anything my son got into, he got into once he like got of age. But she was like, I don't have no bad blood, no hate in my heart for him or anybody. She said, if their moms were here right now, if Durk's mom was here right now, I would give her a hug. I was like, wow.
Wow. And by the way, like, so we know that the family, or you know, the mom and the family of Pop is there. As you're mentioning that the court, you know, house is, or at least around the vicinity of the court, is kind of filled with a lot of Durk fans. How are they protecting the family of Savia Robinson to make sure that they're not getting trolled? Because, you know, I've seen an incident where they're running up on Trap Lil Ross. I would imagine that if they feel, they might do it to you if they feel like your reporting is not making Durk look in the best light. They might say something. But what about the family? Like, do they have separate entrances? Like, how is this being protected that people aren't getting bullied?
I think that people know that, like, first of all, there's three women. Nobody's gonna be bothering them, and they know that it wasn't supposed to be Savia, you know. So I don't think there's any beef there, you know. It was an accident, for real, you know. So I think like the entrances are the same. It's no beef with that. In court, Durk looks good. Haircut look good. He chilling. I feel like shit. This nigga might use this if he get off. This is gonna be part of his rollout.
Wait, how does he look physically? Is he gained a little bit of weight? Remember when Diddy came in, they say Diddy gained some weight, and he had like this sweater, like almost Clifford Huxtable.
Them niggas look clean. They fresh taper, hair look. This shit, Durk, this the best he ever looked to me.
Really?
You know what I mean? He looks polished. So basically, what the defense is doing.
Has he gained weight? Is he a little fat now?
Not fat. He looks thicker, but it's a good thing. It's not like a slumpy, slouchy. He don't look starved out. He don't look like he's just in there depressed. Like, but I think the defense, they're doing a great job by making sure all the men look polished. Like everybody, even towards the end of the trial.
Even Lindsay?
Yeah, he looks good. They look good. I'm not going to sit there and like Lindsay is not really giving a lot of energy because I think Lindsay might be the most cooked. But DeAndre,
he's a shooter.
He might be the most cooked, but DeAndre can't stop smiling. He's
Really?
smiling. Yeah, he's smiling. He's chilling. Hair shiny and everything. And listen, the defense, they're basically saying, they even asked the judge today, they're like, hey, can we bring in ties for our defendants? Can we bring in ties for them so we can keep them polished up, because it kind of takes too long to kind of get them dressed. So they're doing a great job by making sure to the jury that these men don't look like criminals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're not super tied up, and if they are like ankle braced up and chained up, you can't see it. So from the waist up, everybody has their hands free. They look like they're in suits, button ups. Everybody's crisp. So I'm not really sure what this energy was of him looking like scary and stuff. They're kind of chilling.
Okay, the energy, or how does the family of Durk look? We know Big Durk, the father is there. Are they looking super nervous? Do they seem pretty confident? We know in the Diddy trial, Diddy at times when he saw whether it was, his kids in the back or whatever, or like his mom, he would kind of like blow a kiss or whatever. Has Durk interacted with anyone in the gallery, or is he just like locked in?
I personally haven't seen him interact personally with anyone there, but that's not to say that it hasn't happened. But I feel like the family at this point, I feel like it's still so early. People still have high hopes. The defeat hasn't came yet. So people feel like, hey, it's just one foot in front of the other. So I think everybody's kind of in that incubate state right now where everybody's just like, we're just going through the motions. We're going to see where, you know what I mean? I think tomorrow we're going to start to see, because that's when the real testimony from the other niggas is going to start coming out. So we're going to see, is this a believable testimony? Because everybody knows today that Sabaya got killed. You know what I'm saying? We know that. So that's no shocker. But I think for the Durk people, they're like, hey, can you prove that this was a murder for hire? And I don't think that I think the defense is banking on the fact that there is no money being transferred. So they don't think that the murder for hire will be proved. And Durk was nowhere around for the stalking. So I don't know how they're going to get him on that. So I think that his family and his team, they're chilling right now. I can't sit up here and be like, oh, they're sweating, they're nervous. They're going through the motions. And I think that they have a solid case. And right now, I don't feel like I got to just see. I don't think Durk is just completely cooked right now, because I need to see. They're going to have to prove this murder for hire. The stalking, though, they got them niggas. They got the niggas coming out of the airport, off the airplane. They put a collage together of the niggas starting from downtown LA on the 18th, following them niggas to the weed shop, to the vape store, to the gas station, to shooting them niggas. Like, I mean, there's no way that you're getting out of it. And then the niggas went to In-N-Out Burger after.
Okay. And this is where, and by the way, I want to continually say, I think all of you guys down there, part of independent media, you guys are doing exactly. And again, we have to kind of drive these points home, because this is how they try to discredit us. What you're doing is 100%. You're doing journalism to the highest level. Now, even with that, and this is where I think traditional media usually like loses off of some of what we do. Armand could be down there and report objectively about what he's seen, observing, but then I also could look at it, which I am going to do now, and say, okay, now you being in that courtroom, I want you, what you think you got to score today. What's your gut telling you? Is whose opening statement that you're like, you know what? I'm kind of rocking a little bit left or right. I want you to give me your opinion.
Yeah, right now, that's what I'm saying. Like, the stalking, them charges, them niggas is cooked for that, both of them. But I don't know. I think I can't give you a Durk finale yet, because the only thing that we've seen on Durk is that his account was used to purchase, the flights, but it was Jason Smith. So they can still, in my mind, it's like, if it quacks like a duck and it beats like a duck, damn it, it's a duck. But can you prove it? And they're going to have to prove that Durk did this murder for hire, that Durk was a part of the stalking, that Durk was in on this. And I just don't know if they're going to have enough receipts, especially if there is no money transfer.
So did the government kind of key in on this? Because I've heard this explanation a lot. When it comes to murder for hire and conspiracy of murder for hire, you don't have to get paid. So, for example, if you hired a hitman right? And the hitman kills someone, and you're supposed to meet up with the hitman afterwards to pay. Even if, let's say, you don't pay the guy, it's still murder for hire. So payment isn't necessary. What's really necessary is the agreement that you were going to compensate. Has the government keyed in on that yet? Because I hear how Durk's lawyers are trying to like defeat that, but if the government might have a slam dunk here by saying, who gives a fuck if these guys got paid? They had a promise of payment, and that's all we need.
You know what? They haven't really keyed in on that, but agreement was thrown around, so I feel like agreement is going to be used later. And I think also in agreement, I think they also might try to add on a promise of musical career. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I think that might be coming. I think that kind of thing might be coming too. But it's still very early.
What I saw in how they were describing it in some of the early indictments, they were almost saying that Durk would tell these guys like, yo, listen, man, if y'all not doing these crimes, I'm not fucking with y'all. And the idea of Durk not fucking with them could have tremendous financial ramifications, whether they relied on him as their boss musically, whether they felt like they needed a favor from him. I'm wondering how, like, there has to be a real strategy to mitigate that, to say, hey, these guys never got offered anything. They were just doing this thing because, yes, Durk didn't like them, but everybody didn't like these guys, and everybody were friends with Vaughn. Again, you kind of avoided it, but I'm gonna hold you to it. After what you've seen today, let's split you in two. Pause. But like, if you're a Durk fan, do you feel good about today? Or let's say if you are, I don't know, maybe the family of Savia Robinson, do you feel good about today? Like, on which side you feel like they're probably sleeping a little bit good tonight?
I think both sides, because I feel like if I'm Durk, if I'm Durk's fan, I'm not really sure. The only thing that we do know today, so one thing I could just tell you where I'm like, I'm sold on, is Lindsay and Wilson, they're probably going to get that stalking charge and that interstate, like, using the airplane to come and stalk and surveillance, like that's clear as day. Like, that is clear. That's the only finite thing that I can say that I feel like, okay. But I don't know if that's the big one.
Hold on. So there's a few things that I felt that, the government gave up a lot of info pre-trial. I thought they saved this for opening day. The fact that they, like, for example, the BMW is tracked to several locations and back to the location that's the Airbnb that Durk is in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Durk supposedly taking a picture with the guy who rented the car, right? I think those things, and also, well, those things particularly, was there anything that the government said today that you were like, what the hell? Like, it was meant to be a shocker where maybe people in the gallery were like, either like, gasping for or whatever.
Not yet. Maybe earlier in opening statements, but I think it was just, I think that people were just kind of like gasping at the fact that that detective was able to put all this together because the car had GPS, and in that BMW, you were able to pinpoint every like how fast the car was going, when it started, when it stopped, what address it was at. The only thing that people, I think we all kind of gagged us all, was when the detective said that he found a nigga based off of the jeans he was wearing. He Googled and said, what was it? What was reckless or rich rags to riches?
Wait, the guy, that's the shit that's in Chicago, right? The drip.
Yes. Everybody was like, what the fuck? You Googled that and then called the store, and then they pulled and sent them a warrant, and then called the Chicago Police Department. Like, that was crazy. You know what I mean? So I think that was kind of a shocker. But outside of that, we are still very early on. And, I can't give you an answer to which side is what. I think that both sides are putting up a good fight.
Okay, let me ask you about one particular thing. So, there was one thing that I said, if Durk's team is able to hammer at this point, they could probably, because here's the thing. So OTF Jam is a murderer, And it could be possibly seen that this guy was caught for several other murders that didn't have nothing to do with Durk or had, it didn't have nothing to do with Lil Pop, but specifically that you could be like, oh, this guy's just trying to find a way to save himself. But the thing with Vonnie is that Vonnie doesn't have a criminal record. And, Vonnie's supposedly just not a street dude. Here's the thing, though. And I saw in the defense, at least for Durk opening, Marissa, what she said was important, but they got to hammer this home. They said and by the way, there has to be proof of this somewhere, somehow. They said when they kicked down the door at the Waldorf Astoria in Chicago, and he was with a chick, and then they said to him, "Hey, yo, we got you. We got you. You're the kingpin. You're the guy who set this all up." And they basically accuse him, and I guess they do an impromptu interview before they even bring him to the station. But they say, "You're the leader, unless you could give us someone else." I think that will be if they dig into that to basically say Vonnie was pressured to try to trump it up, because again, remember, they
wanted a big fish.
Yeah, but you got to remember, it's no way that the defense doesn't say that unless they have body cam or something that proves that the feds did say that. And if the feds said it to the guy who cooperated by saying, "You're the leader, we know blah blah," unless you give us someone bigger, I'm gonna ride with that type of mantra to say, no, you guys knew what it was. You guys called him the leader, but he dangled a bigger fish, which happens to be Durk, the rich famous guy. Now y'all want Durk. Why did y'all even try to pressure him? Y'all already said he was the leader.
That could be a good point. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I see where you're going, and I think that's what they're going to do, though. I think that's definitely what they're going to do, because even today, she was basically saying that, Vonnie's going to get up there and try to perform, basically lie.
Yep.
She said that. So that is one of the things that may happen. So we just gotta wait. So who do you think? How do you think it's gonna go? Okay, here's another thing though. What I did kind of think was a little bit like BS a little bit when she was like, well, Durk is like almost like he's just a spiritual, artistic man, and when he was gonna leave to flee the country, he needed a break. It just was a timeout.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that one.
I didn't like that. Girl.
How did that sound in court? Because I read the transcripts, and by the way, obviously, if you want me to share the transcripts, I can share the transcripts. But you might have it. But when I was reading that, even the transcripts, I'm like, granted, I'm reading what's written, but it's no way that could sound good, no matter who's saying it. Oh yeah,
it sounded like I said it. She was talking like, Durk, he's an artist. And he gets frustrated, but his name wasn't just Little Durk. They also called him The Voice. And see, when he was at the airport, and when he was getting ready to leave, he wasn't going to flee. Do you think that he was going to do that? No, he just needed a break. It was so much going on. He needed a moment. He needed a breather. I'm just like,
okay. How did that come across to you? Because now, granted, and I guess.
That nigga was getting the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?
Okay, no. So this is where, and by the way, obviously, as we get into this territory, we got to be careful. You're in court. We're learning also from the Diddy trial. We don't know what could be said and what not. So I wanted to kind of ask you, and if you can't divulge or whatever, obviously, you're trying to be at the court proceedings every day. What was the final juror count? Male to female, black to white? What are we looking at here? Are we looking at a young crowd? Are we looking like an old crowd? They might be hearing some of this stuff and be like, what the fuck? What? This sounds dumb. No, because you got to imagine what you just said. If people don't know Durk, I think to black people, when we hear he needed some fucking space, we're like, yo, stop the cap, bro. Yo, stop the bullshit. But maybe to maybe to a older, maybe non-hip hop eclectic crowd, they might be like, oh, I understand it. Artist, they need whatever. How are you looking at it? Again, if you can't speak about the jury, that's absolutely fine. But I'm wondering, how do you feel that kind of played?
Well, I'll just say this. I think it might be a black woman and a half. there.
Wait,
Like, this is like the most.
What you mean in a half? Yo,
like I'm like, it's like, am I? No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think my blade like a full black and it's like a mixed girl.
You got a little mulatto in there.
Yeah, so, but I don't like, but I can't really get a full, but I'll just say, and them walking in, this is like the most random group of like, these are random ass people. Like, they're like it's like they don't know Little Durk. Like, or you know what I mean? Like, these are random ass people.
Oh, so they would know his music. Oh, okay, are we talking about an older or young? Because again,
it's definitely not a younger. Definitely not younger.
Oh shit.
No, it's not younger at all. It's middle to older.
Damn.
And it's like, you know, yeah, it's everything.
Okay, so what's your opinion on that? Do you think that, all right, it's an older or maybe demographic that isn't in tune with some of the stuff he's into, that you could get off certain stuff with them kind of knowing the lay of the land? Or you're like, I'm gonna be honest with you, they kind of look already disgusted by even some of the stuff he's being, dragged into. Like, again, this is gonna.
Some of them may not care, or some of them might be like, it's a lot of different things. Because I can't really go too far into it, but like being at when they were picking the jury, just kind of listening to some of the things that was going on. You have some juries that'll probably be easily persuadable. Some of them are just gonna be tired and be like, I don't give a fuck, Or some of them, they might be sticklers, but then there's other ones that I may think they're gonna be hard, and they might not see it the way that I thought that they would. They might think this is all bullshit. Prove it.
Okay. And by the way, I want everybody to go. We have his stream on the screen. Please, everybody, go check out Armand Wiggins. He's live right now with 1,800 people. Make sure you go send a sub, show him some love. Hey, okay, I gotta ask you. Oh, I was gonna ask. Did I forget? No, I didn't forget. Wow, there's so many things. I just had something in my mind. What was it?
Tomorrow's the day, though. Tomorrow is going to be the day where shit really pops off, though.
Yeah, no, tomorrow's going to be the day. But again, like, even just figuring out how today went, how everything that is going to like contribute to it. Okay, what's the demeanor of the lawyers? Again, this is what I wanted to ask you. Perfect.
Brian Andrews always looks sleep to me, but he's good, though. He's a beast.
Who?
Brian Andrews.
Who's that?
Is that his name? I mean, Brian Steele. Brian Steele.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. So the opening statement was done by Marissa Goldberg. She's not the $1 billion lawyer. She does work for Drew Finland, but she's not Drew Finland. And we hear about Brian Steele, who got Young Thug off. What was your demeanor? And I don't know if you looked at the judges, or not judges. I mean the lawyers that much. Did it feel like they went with this lady who did the opening statement? Not saying she did a bad job, but
she did a good job, though. She did a good job because it was the compassionate read. Like, for him, like, I don't feel like they needed to come out with, because the thing is this, the prosecution is all men. So really? And it's two black guys over on that side, it looks like.
There's two black guys on the prosecution side, on the AUSA?
Yeah, and it looks like one of the lead prosecutors, it looks like one of the lead prosecutors, he's black. The one that's spearheading this, he's black. He looked like an Obama nigga.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. He black.
Wow.
He black.
So, okay. So let me get
but Finland and Brian, they chilling. They just waiting. They chilling, though. They're chilling.
They're not. Do they look nervous? Are they like fumbling around with papers?
Brian Steele ass being there dozing off.
Brian Steele? No way. Okay, he's waiting till he gets tapped into the game. Like, you know they're gonna check him in the game soon.
Now, which one is the hoot to me is Lindsay's attorney, the heavyset black guy. Somebody came to me and said they felt like he read his whole opening statement off of ChatGPT, but I don't know. I didn't really get that part. I
would imagine that Durk's lawyers would write the opening statement for the other guys. You would have to, right? Because, I think we know what this is, right? Again, Durk got to be controlling the situation with Didi and Lindsay.
And I think, I think my girl Holly, she's the publicist over there for them. So she's doing a good job kind of just being around with the media and just kind of keeping everything right. So shout out to Holly. I love Holly, by the way.
So great hire.
You should tap in with her, too, if you haven't tapped into with Holly.
Of course. Come on, I've tapped in. Oh, no.
Okay, yeah.
By the way, great hire. she single-handedly changed up the, mostly negative and really just bad reporting about Diddy, and she made it a bit fairer. So I think she's gonna play a good role here too. She's a star, clearly.
Yeah, Holly, she does a good job. She's like a silent assassin, and she knows how to work that courtroom, I'll say. You know what I mean? She knows how to work them, and she knows how to work the media over there, too.
Yeah. This is going to be a interesting one. Okay, so there was a problem with getting all the people who wanted to watch the trial, like, seated and stuff like that. There wasn't an overflow room today? Am I tripping?
No, well, people were going off, and so they started opening statements without letting, like, I don't know, they have like this ticketed thing, but then they have the family, then they have, they weren't prepared, and a lot of people they personally feel like the judge doesn't want a big crowd, because I don't know why we don't have it in the bigger courtroom where they had the original proceeding, because the room is not big enough. It's just not. And I don't know why they won't just take it down to level 1 where everyone can fit in there. And so that was the big issue today. And then, people would have to leave out for break or leave out for lunch and then run back and get in line. And then again, like I was telling you, some of the family members, or like not family, or like, management team, whoever they are with them, they're making sure their people get in, not just friends, not just family, but people that they feel like are going to go back and report what they need the narrative to be. Yeah. So niggas was skipping me. Wow. But I told him I didn't want to beef with him. I was like, you cool. Cause I was like, I don't want to throw his name out there. So then he's like, nah, I don't want to go to it like that. But yeah.
You're able to kind of move around and you're doing your thing. Hey, I do want to send you. So there's a couple of pictures floating around. I'm pretty sure they're completely AI, right? Like there's definitely no filming or taking pictures in federal court.
No.
But I do want you to like comment on like how you saw Durk's appearance and how it mostly looks like, because there's one that kind of shows him with his low cut, but obviously it was him like
he doesn't have a low cut. I mean, he has a low cut, but it's like a taper with like a little fro. Like it's not like a fro, but you know what I'm saying? It's not like a wave length. Like you can kind of pick it up. Like I'm like, no homo. He looks cute.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, did he? Okay, he has a suit on. He has like kind of.
He got a suit. Yeah, he got a suit on with a white button, with a white shirt, tie. The nigga look fly. I'm not gonna lie. DeAndre look fly too.
Did you take note of like I know you said you didn't see India show up, but did you take note of like?
No, I did see India. She's cool. She's chilling. Now, one thing that she does do, I think she even did it today. She's trying to avoid the cameras. So what she does, like she'll sit in her car or her black truck and she'll wait till the proceedings start where everybody goes inside. Then she'll like she'll come in. Like, you know what I mean? Because she doesn't want to be, but she's very quiet. Like she doesn't come with a lot of noise. And she usually comes in like after things have kind of started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or because she avoids the press and she's in and out.
Wow.
But she's beautiful though. And she's handling it to the best way she can. His dad, Durk's dad, they all seem to look positive and stuff. To me, I think the ones that are, if anybody looks like they're most like, okay, this shit gotta be right. It's like the management team is like, this motherfucker gotta be right. You know what I mean? But the dad, you could tell he's chilling, he's showing up every day. India, I mean, of course it's not a good time for any of them, but they're not wearing stress. Durk is not even wearing stress.
That's good. By the way, I got a quick update real quick. They said it's 5 women and 7 men who are the, we're not talking about alternates here. The main jurors, 5 men, 7 women, which I guess if you're also communicating to some women, maybe it wasn't that bad of a choice to go with a, Marissa to do the opening statements. Because again, you have to communicate. This is a very violent trial.
Yes.
And you have to communicate women who are probably adverse to violence in general that, hey, listen, of course this is a bad thing, which I thought it was interesting what Durk's lawyers and his team did. They basically said, we're not over here contesting that there was a murder. We actually feel bad that it happened.
Yes.
We're just trying to say Durk had nothing to do with it. That's kind of like a nice little strategy. But like, they're not fighting the thing. They're saying it's tragic that it happened. All we're here to say is that our client had nothing to do with it.
But I think that's the only issue. There's in any kind of way, and it's almost kind of like he had nothing to do with it. It was all Kayvon Grant and him being like messy as fuck, and he did all this, and he used Durk's money and resources and created all this havoc that ultimately ended in a murder.
Okay,
and Durk
let me ask you a
was
question.
somewhere not knowing what the fuck was going on.
Did you see Kayvon Grant or OTF Jam today?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
no,
man. Hey,
we
listen,
didn't see them at all.
When you see them tomorrow, I need you to detail or at least write your notebook.
Yeah.
I want to see how they come into court. What's their demeanor? I want to see Durk's demeanor. Is he looking them face to face? Is his head down? Is their head down? Who's pointing at who? Who's looking at who? Are they just looking at the lawyer, walking back and forth? Are they?
Yeah, you know I'm on that. That's why I'm got to get to that courtroom. Yeah, but all right, I'm gonna hit you tomorrow because I gotta go to bed. I gotta be up there early as fuck because I can't have this bullshit tomorrow.
Hey, Armand, thank you for doing what you do. Best. And by the way, for everybody who watches, we've always appreciated Armand.
Cuff it. Follow me.